I'm mad. I'm absolutely livid.
I won't be denied.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Learning Fives May 2019 EU tournament. My name is Finnick, and joining me today, he's the EU to my NA. It is Oak.
Hello all. Yeah, today we've got some exciting games coming ahead of us. Really interested to see how these drafts plan out and to see these kinds of games we've got going.
And first up today, we have on the blue side, Team Plat Pega, facing on the red side, Taco Bell Esports Academy.
Let's jump straight into the draft here. We really quickly we see three different bans coming through from each side. We have the Vlad, the Morgana, and the Talia coming out from blue side. Definitely trying to aim the focus of banning into Fexi on red side here. The other side, we see two junglers support. We see Sejuani, who's currently a really high tier jungle pick, a Zinzao and a Thresh getting taken away. As soon as the bans were taken, we see it wasn't actually a Camille blind pick. It was a Draven first pick into well, you can see here we have the Poppy and Olaf, which is a really strong front line already set up for red side. Let's hope they can maybe draw some damage to back that kind of thing up.
And there's the Karma mid.
Karma mid giving a good supportive role to the team. Does help enable the Olaf and the Poppy into fights. Other side ends up picking. We have Camille, Nunu, and Zoe at this point. This is a lot of pick coming out from the top side in this team. Nunu, we know, established, strong tank, really decent ganks, especially into these two laners due to how they set up ganks. One matchup, two of the lane matches we've already seen so far, which should be, unless these lanes get swapped up, we have the Camille into Poppy and the Zoe into Karma. Now, the Zoe into Karma should be a very standard lane for these guys, but with either side having advantages at different power spikes. But the Camille Poppy side is very earing towards Poppy due to when she has the opportunity to trade. Now we've seen the secondary pans come out. We see the Jace and the Jarvan 4 taken away from red side here from TBA, and now we are seeing Pike and Nautilus taken away from Plat Pega, changing their target to get rid of those supports as they'd already picked support themselves.
And obviously you're going to see the Draven Alistar here in the bot lane. Quite an early game focus with the Draven, but that Zoe definitely going to scale up into that late game for them.
Oh, this is really interesting. We get to see what both teams are kind of planning here. We have red side here, TBA, with what looks to be a very AD focused matchup here. Surprised to see this little damage from a team, but hopefully they can back it up with some strong early to maybe get some items into that Olaf or into the Karma to get them strong secondary damage. And on the side of Plat Pega, we see a very strong boss side focused team with a lot of potential damage output. It's going to be really interesting to see how these two sides play out. Obviously, Plat Pega definitely looking for those early fights down the bot side with that Draven. Yeah, just excited for the games all around.
Early fights with that Draven are, in fact, a very nice thing for them, as well as the Zoe and Camille scaling into the late game. Camille split push is obviously something you have to look at when you're looking at these top lane Camille games. And let's dive a little bit deeper into these matchups, shall we, as we wait for spectator delay.
Absolutely. So I think one of the coolest matchups to watch will be this top lane. We have a very clear discrepancy in skill between these two teams, because one of them is a team with an average of Plat 2 ranking, as the other, I think, is Silver 2 or Gold 5.
It's Gold 5.
So
Gold
Poppy
4.
should have the advantage in this matchup. he gets to decide when Camille gets to use her E or not. The Camille can basically never go in for trades with the E starting, the tether pool, because Poppy will just W it and Q her and trade back. And at the same time, Poppy has a slight range advantage through using her Q to poke whenever Camille goes up for CS, and being able to use her passive every now and again to get some free damage off of CS safely. It gives her a lot of mobility in this lane in terms of how she wants to play it. However, we know higher rank is coming from Platpega, so I really want to see how that lane actually turns out and how Dan chooses to play against the Poppy. Naturally, we also have this jungle matchup, which will be really interesting to see because Olaf has a lot of play into Nunu once he hits 6, and especially early clears, seeing how they contest Scuttle Crabs is going to be a really important highlight to see if Olaf is able to set up correctly against the Nunu early game to stop them from being able to potentially counter jungle, set up vision to stop Olaf being able to gank any of the lanes available. Because as mentioned before, Camille doesn't really have any options into Poppy. It can definitely mean that Olaf can gank that lane early, maybe set up some control around top side.
And meanwhile, in the mid lane, we have Zoe versus Karma, definitely more poke heavy matchup here. Let's talk about that a bit.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how this is played. I haven't seen this matchup, honestly. You don't see a lot of Karma mid. The Karma is actually choosing to run Cleanse as well. Really important to Zoe to get rid of that trouble bubble. I'd hope that Karma would be able to control the lane effectively due to her higher level of wave clear. It really does depend on the players at this point, so it would be interesting to see how this lane plays out in general. Unsure if there's going to be any key advantages here due to this matchup. Really just don't know enough about the matchup.
And then the marquee matchup, we have the Battle of the Bot Lanes, Draven versus Kai'Sa. Early versus late.
Even then, Red side have a lot of early opportunities into this lane. Problem is they can't 2v2. 2v2 will be very limited here just because of how Draven should be playing the lane matchup correctly. They won't have any opportunities to all in before Draven and Alistair have set up that advantage in the early between levels 1 to 3. However, they do have many options in terms of how they want to set up gank opportunities for either Karma, for Olaf. They have opportunities to set up TP flanks with Poppy, and they have very high levels of dive ability onto this Draven if they choose to set that up. So that's really the only way I see them playing around this lane matchup. Not to mention the scaling, as you mentioned, they have a lot of options going into this game later on, getting that Kai'Sa onto 3, onto 4 items and hoping that she can play around with what is effectively only one true frontline for the side of Platpega.
And as we load into the game here, we're going to take a quick little music break. We will be right back. Do not touch that browser.
We left this town with the speakers loud and the radio playing old Sublime that we stole online, every verse we know. And we hadn't had a clue if we'd make it by noon or even where we'd go. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. We don't need a map, everywhere. The tank said E and we all agree that we're just too broke. Fill it back up, so we left your truck on the road with Rome. Then we found a motel with a cigarette smell, so we knew we're close. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. We don't need a map, everywhere is home. Is where I can find some peace of mind to make my own way. I don't know where I will end up, but I'll find it someday. Keep on searching, engine burning while we're turning it around. Don't get left behind on the road.
Brilliant. And here we are loading into the first game of the EU end of session tournament.
And hello once again. My name is Fennec. Joining me today, the EU to my NA. It is Oak on the blue side. We have Team Platpega. In the top lane, we have XDan X47. In the jungle, Crabma. In the mid, Tan98. In the bot lane, you have Zodiac and Real Men play support, respectively.
So in
And-
red side, we have Avalonic coming in the top lane, SKT, Kappa Nation in the jungle, Fexi in mid, Mortal Grave in AD, and Laughing Orca in support. We're just going to see some standard starts here. Going to see no wards placed, which is a bit interesting. Normally a mid would normally choose to place a ward on that top side.
I mean, it's only 105 in. You've got another 15 seconds.
Oh, that's true.
until ward
Yeah, just to
placement.
cover that early engage if possible. Blue, going to look to walk in, get that ward there, set out. There you go.
Got a little bit of invasive.
that
Oh,
potential.
the cowbell. The most important part of
The
this.
cowbell going. Right. So we're going to see standard starts here, both starting boss side. Quite interesting to see. Surprised the Nunu didn't try for a more creative start, but oh well.
And each takes their own as we go into these lane matchups. Let's talk a bit more about this bot lane as we get in the late game. I know we were cut off a little bit at the beginning of that.
I mean, I think a lot of people would argue for the Kai'Sa late game, but I'm excited to see how this Draven plays it. I feel like Draven is like he scales well. He's still an ADC. He's still going to get those crit items and start beefing up. So definitely not something to underestimate. We see the Zoe shoving in early into the Karma, which is kind of surprising. Figured the Karma would want to get some lane priority on that, especially because she can play around her jungler better in those early couple of levels.
I mean,
But nonetheless.
let's remember about these scuttle changes, though. With the scuttle changes, the level 2 from the mid laners and junglers isn't nearly as important. But look at that damage coming out from the Zoe. You gotta respect the E from the level 2.
Disgusting already.
I know
Yeah,
you're
you're talking
karma,
about
but you gotta...
scuttles.
You gotta respect. Respect the Zoe.
So you mentioned
Scuttle-
scuttle changes. We have the scuttle spawning at 3:30 now instead of 2:30. So even after doing both camps, that scuttle isn't going to be available until both junglers have both camps and are hopefully level 4. Which is
Well, look at this top lane trading right now. Like, the Camille going to get the slow onto Poppy. Will this be first blood? The flash away, going to keep the Poppy alive.
Don't
We were
think the
talking about-
flash was needed, really, honestly. And we see.
Oh, but here comes the Nunu onto SKT. Kappa Nation. Kappa Nation gets stunned, knocked up, takes down to about 500 health. He's gonna go down. Zoe gets first blood, and Team Flat Pega gets a nice gold lead.
Just really not what you want to see, really. Your mid loses a trade level 2. Top has to flash early when I don't think it was even necessary. And your jungle tries to go for Scuttle on 300 HP. Not looking like a good start for... Oh, flashing coming in.
I believe that was a stolen flash. Oh, but the Poppy wall gonna stop the Camille engage. We were talking about that earlier. That is...
Yep, we'll definitely hopefully see more of that to minimize how much the Camille can play into this matchup. This is how you want to play this matchup correctly. You want to keep the wave into a slow shove and pressure her whenever she goes in for CS by queuing her, by using your passive on her. So at least we're seeing more of the correct setup for Avalonic up in the top lane.
Camille trying to see us under tower here. Not great for her. Not great. Oh, but SKT combination gets a flash from the All-Star. Pulverize comes through. He's taking down to about half health. He's gonna go down pretty quickly. Krabma gets the second kill of the game. Meanwhile, top side, Poppy taking down super low, taking down about 50 health. He's dead too. Danex gets a kill, and now it's 3 kills for 0 for Team Plat Pega.
Already seeing a significant lead coming out here from Plat Pega. They managed to set up complete jungle control, at least in the Rift Scuttle part of things for Plat Pega. And Nunu there just going to walk into bot side because they know the jungler is under leveled. He couldn't even contest even if he tried. Looks like the Drake, this is a really smart play here from bot side. They're just going to set up a freeze there because they know the Kai'Sa can't walk up for every CS. They'll just get traded on and they won't win these early trades.
Real men playing support is, soaking up that minion damage a little bit.
And separately, we see the Camille get a first blood on top side.
Oh,
Again,
the
really what we
flash
wanna
coming
see.
from the from the support there. It's forced out by Krabma. That's going to be a repeat gank sometime later.
Absolutely. Yeah, unfortunate to see so much, like, the Nunu's played this really well. Set up pathing correctly, established both scuttle creeps. We're seeing Olaf on the top side, however.
Olaf on the top side, going to force the E out of Camille, and she's out of there.
I think incorrect pathing there kind of limited him in terms of what gank he was going to pull off there. We should have seen the Poppy walk up earlier to minimize Camille's usage of it either, but oh well. We see same free setup bot, going to be a slight shove in now. maybe look to pressure them under tower, get one of those platings going.
You know, Draven doesn't have any of those stacks yet, so he's probably looking for these kills. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Karma taking out about half health as she hits level 6.
It's a
Launcher,
shame that
of
we don't
course.
see the Karma playing around those waves better. Can really look to minimize some of the
Meanwhile,
Q damage
Camille-
loss.
Camille's just eating this Poppy for breakfast right now.
It's just the Poppy choosing incorrect trades, not playing around her cooldowns enough. We see the Camille walking up, getting that shield damage off, and choosing
meanwhile, on the
trades
bot side, here comes Nunu with the biggest snowball ever. Remember, that splash is gone, knocked up, taking out about half health, and the Leona's going to go down here. The first kill of the game for the Draven, and it's 4-0 for Team Plat Pega, and probably going to be this Ocean Drake as well.
Disgusting setup for Plat Pega here. Already managed to get each lane ahead. Jungle's going to continue to push that lead. Grab a dragon as well. Why not? Just why not? Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Zoe gonna miss the E, but it doesn't matter. She's got lane prio. She's done her job. This dragon is theirs.
And it's really interesting to see how they built this early game lead, because they scale so well into mid game. We have 3 potential engage opportunities from the Camille, the Nunu, and the Alistair. They have a lot of opportunities to really push leads further, to either force objectives like further dragons, Rift Herald, or maybe even mid tower, and look for fights and picks whenever possible.
And they just walk into that jungle and take the blue buff for free. Jungle control has gone over to the Nunu here. Poppy does take the correct trade here, but extended trades go in the favor of Camille.
Yeah, exactly. The Poppy should be really looking for stop the E, press Q, get an auto off, and walk away. You don't want to look for extended trades, because then Camille can just abuse her passive.
Like she is right now, gets the ultimate down. Hextech ultimatum, gonna make sure the Poppy goes down. Camille gets her second kill of the game and 150 gold bounty.
Yep, not looking great for TBA so far. They've had each lane lose a death almost solo, apart from the Kai'Sa there. Camille gonna look to get one of those first bone platings up top lane. Zoe has insane pressure from this lane, and Kai'Sa being stuck behind that basic freeze down in bot lane, setting them up for a gank, really. Where the only lane for Nunu to gank at this point would be bot lane as well, due to the other 2 lanes push. Let's hope they set up some vision to avoid that.
I mean, even then, Draven's up 18 CS, mid
like
lane's
the
up
gank's gonna come
similarly, and here comes the Nunu coming back down onto the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa's gonna try to get out with the ultimate Void Seeker. Ult forward flash, the pulverize comes through. Nunu ultimate gonna take them down super low. The Kai'Sa is down, and you'd have to assume the Leona as well. Crabma has slain both. That is a double kill. Sorry, not a double kill. That is a kill for Crabma and a kill for the support there as
Absolutely.
turret.
Unfortunate for the side of TBA. They really should have been able to identify, or fight happening top lane, however.
Yeah, Avalonic taking down super low. You gotta respect the Camille damage. You're 2 levels down, 300 health with 200 health. One more Q will do it. The flash forward, the E, gonna do something. Wait, no, the stun under tower. That's a traded kill. Shut down gold over onto this Poppy.
He tried his best to get the stun on the wall there, but still managed to get a trade, which in his state is actually a really good thing. The wave, unfortunately, is pushing back towards that Camille, so won't get the biggest advantage, but it's something, and that's all they can really hope for right now.
Hey man, it's more gold for the Poppy than it is for the Camille. That's a win.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, that's definitely a win for them right now. Let's just hope to see what kind of opportunities could TBA go for here really at this point. We have the jungler who could definitely make a play around bot side. The amount of CC they have combined with that Leona should mean that they could have an opportunity to take down the Draven if they chose to do that, or to pull it off successfully. At the same time, the Zoe's playing very far up in mid lane, so maybe their next opportunity should be to look at mid lane, see if they can catch up the Zoe there.
Let's talk about the itemization a little bit. The Kai'Sa looks to be going for the IE as well as the Draven
Are we
here.
sure it's an IE and not a Storm Razor?
Oh, it could be a Storm Razor for the Kai'Sa.
Kai'Sa does
Anyway,
tend to
top
build the
lane,
item.
Nunu gets the gank off. This is gonna be a dead Poppy. There's really not much they can do about that. The root, the Nunu ultimate, gonna guarantee that killing spree over to this Nunu.
One thing to note there is Camille used her E really well. Camille's E will pull her back once it hits the wall, no matter what CC is applied to her. She used that, she timed her E so that when she got hit by the Poppy ult, she'd immediately be pulled back into the fight, continue trading with the Poppy there. Really smart play. setting up that gank really well for the Nunu and getting another kill from them.
Draven and Alistar are pushing up. They have no idea that the Olaf is here, and the Karma's rotating down. Olaf coming in for the gate. And here, flash forward
Exactly what we want
from
to
the
see.
Draven. Gonna be taken down super low, unstoppable from the Olaf, but it's not gonna be enough. The Draven ultimate kills the Olaf there. That is 1 for 0. The Draven gets another stack, and the Rift Herald goes down topside.
Olaf just playing it poorly there, popping the Ragnarok so early. He loses that armor and MR bonus, meaning he becomes so squishy. The Draven and the Alistar choose to focus him and end up trading a kill. Not even trading a kill, they didn't die at all. They just end up taking a kill away.
And the Rift Herald's going to be used mid lane here. Not only is it going to get plates, it's also going to get first tower pre-14 bonus. That's huge.
Are they going to get the tower though? That's the thing. They have the Olaf coming down the mid lane, may be able to guard it. Oh, that's definitely gone.
That's definitely gone. They're going to get the second bonk on this turret as well.
All of those platings, plus the tower gone, looking for that first tower gold. Now probably going to rotate down to Dragon and pick up a second Dragon for them as well. Meanwhile, TBA left having to deal with the remnants of a...
Rift Herald.
Rift Herald, thank you.
Cash and Pop are trading here. Poppy's actually doing a little bit better than she had been the previous, but the Hextech Ultimata is going to make sure that Poppy stays down super low. 100 health for each of these. The heals coming through for the Poppy from that Corrupting Pot is going to make sure that both of them stay alive.
Really good. Yeah, no, this is great for them though, for the Poppy specifically, because Poppy gets the choice of having to do having trades given to her first, meaning the Camille can't stay in lane now because she has no way to aggress in the Poppy without being killed.
No. Oh no. No, never mind. The Olaf's not cut out yet, but here comes the Zoe. Q misses there. Flash forward from the Alistar, knocked back. Let's see, taking down super low. He's gonna go down. No, he's actually not until the stun comes through. Unstoppable comes through for the Olaf as well. Excuse me, that's Ragnarok. And you'd have to assume that's gonna not just be this blue buff, but also the Infernal Drake for Team Platpega.
Two teams both seeing each other, but Platpega there choosing to group up correctly and get a pick off. Really shows the disparity between these two teams. Quite unfortunate for TBA. We're going to continue to play on regardless. We now see already a 7k gold lead for Platpega in 13 minutes into the game.
7k? Excuse me, this is a 10k gold lead. Do your math.
Oh my god. I cannot count. Good to see the Camille to continue to trade up top lane here. Look to pressure that tower out. The only opportunities for a tower at this point really would be, unless they want to force mid, would be this top tower next. They may choose to, they're just going to look to get this tower to take away some of the gold from the AD there. Really smart play from the Draven there. Just going to slow play the wave so that to minimize the gold that Kai'Sa can collect up later.
By the way, for you viewers at home, we must remind you that Team Platpega is in fact Plat and Diamond players, and Team Taco Bell Academy is mostly gold and silver, if I remember correctly.
I believe so, yeah.
So, well, it may look absolutely terrible for Team Taco Bell Academy. They are also playing some very, very, very difficult opponents.
That is true. Anyway, we're going to see the Zoe look for a pickup here.
Zoe going in, Hextech Ultimatum, Protobelt forward, gonna cause the death of the Olaf. Q's gonna come forward onto that Drowsy, flash forward, not gonna do much. You wasted your flash, Poppy. You were gonna die there anyway. And you'd have to assume that's a top lane turret pickup for Team Platpega.
That is unfortunate for TBA there. Looking for a fight, but really, again, just not really playing it correctly. Miss-targeting from both of them, and the Olaf falling before he can even get any damage off. Really unfortunate. Gonna force out this tower, as mentioned earlier. Maybe look to take mid next would be their next opportunity. They could also set up for a Baron if they want, but they have 5 minutes until that is up. They have a lot of choice in terms of how they want to play out this game due to this ridiculous lead. With over a 10k gold lead at this point, only 15 minutes into the game.
It is a ridiculous gold lead indeed, as we see Vision towards the top side, definitely favoring Team Platpega. Towards the bot side, got a couple control wards there for our friends Taco Bell Academy. You know, just getting some defensive vision.
Yeah,
they need that defensive vision.
Absolutely. At least that's what we can see here. They've got some pings set down. They've got a really strong line of vision set up for them correctly. So they should be able to spot whenever Platpega are trying to play up, draw in their own jungle. Hopefully they can look for an opportunity to take advantage of it. However, it would be really hard for them at this point. Platpega are not pathing in by themselves. And even if they were, the disparity in gold here at this point means I wouldn't be surprised if Draven or Camille could 1v3.
If Team Taco Bell Academy, in order to get back in this game, what would you expect them to want to do here?
They want a single target pick. They want to get a pick on either that Camille when she's splitting by herself. They want to pick on the Draven if possible. They just want a shutdown gold. It'll be the first place. Get a shutdown gold on the Kai'Sa. Get a shutdown gold on the Karma. Or even the Olaf. Doesn't matter. They just need to get a kill.
Anyway, here comes Olaf. Probbing Predator. Axe gonna miss.
Yeah, unfortunately, they can't really start fights very well with them.
Oh no. Oh, that's a Zoe.
Alistair not even getting an assist there before the Zoe can pop her. Very unfortunate. Looks like Platpega are going to set up some vision around that.
Baron vision is pretty strong for them, even though the Baron's not up for another 3 minutes.
Well, you can see that red side vision has been cut down just a little bit by the Nunu as they've looked for picks here. They get that second tower top side, just shutting down a lot of the space that TBA have in this fight.
They're gonna get the mid tower too. Alistar looking for the engage potentially. Karma Shield is gonna try to keep her safe as the biggest snowball ever is used to escape. Oh wait, never mind. He's drifting right back into mid lane. Looks like.
Got the Camille pressuring bot side here. It's kind of a standard setup for Platpega at this point. This is really the kind of setup they want. They want that 1-4. They want the Camille on the side lane, using that Ocean Drake to keep up her sustain and just pressure that tower out. Whilst the team gets stuff done on the other side of the map. Pulling that Poppy away is actually really important to taking advantage of TBA's fighting, because Poppy is a lot of their disadvantage and is one of their primary tanks, giving Kai'Sa the opportunity to even put out any damage in fights in the first place.
Poppy now hitting level 11. That ultimate can be very useful to stop a Baron. Very nice bit of disengage there. But we shall see.
Yep.
They're going for this Cloud Drake. I'd assume that their priority here is get this Cloud Drake. Once that's done, make sure you have enough Baron vision to take the Baron, and then take the Baron after a reset.
Seems like the only possible thing they'd be going for here. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they just force mid at this point. They really have any opportunity. They can do what they want, I think, at this point in the game. They have such a ridiculous lead. There's no standard for how they play this out, because gold leads like this are very rarely seen. When they happen, the games are almost already over. Hopefully TBA can make some kind of comeback. However, it would be really nice to see maybe pick on the Camille. You can see the Camille isolated by herself in top lane at the moment, just farming Krugs. They have vision on Platpega in the bot side. Hopefully they can take advantage of the Camille.
But they did. I don't think they saw the Camille there.
Did they
and
not
now
see the
they
Camille
see
there?
her, but Team Platpega's already roamed up.
There you go. My bad. Looks like they're just going to clear some of TBA's warding here.
Void Seeker gonna miss. I wouldn't have taken that Void Seeker if I hit it anyway, but I'm also not a Kai'Sa player. I play one champion, and that is Anivia, so...
Only 0-2. Definitely could look for a fight at this point. Looks like they're just going to reset. No, they're just going to wait out the Barons. Recall maybe, perhaps.
So, something interesting, right? Draven didn't go IE first. He went BT first, and then just now completed his IE.
As far as I'm aware, is the standard setup for a Draven. IE just doesn't really give him enough of a spike as BT does. BT just gives you a lot more lane pressure because you can stay in there longer and take uneven trades, and then just regen it back due to the power he has on the lanes. Not to mention the increased AD he gets on his Q means he lifesteals for a lot more.
Stormraiser gets built for the Kai'Sa. It looks like with the two... We don't know what item she's going to pick yet. I'd assume at this point she's going the AD Kai'Sa build, because Gwynsu's would be a bit late here as she gets drowsied, sleep, dead.
Bubble wasn't even needed there, to be honest. Popped. So we see TBA probably going to look set up to try and minimize his loss here. I think Platpega honestly should just be looking for that brand at this point. There's no way that TBA can even respond to it. Saying that, however, we do see Avalonic trying to look for that bot tower there. Maybe return some of that gold that they just lost from the death of the Kaiser. Gonna stop the Baron Force here. Maybe we'll see a fight. I think it wouldn't be the best choice for
Poppy's all
PBA.
the way down on the bot lane, and she has no wards to TP to. Olaf gonna face check that bush. He's gonna probably go down. Directed camera wants us to focus on the Baron, because the Baron is dead.
It's gone. This should be the mid force here. They can force off bot wave, top wave, but that top wave is going to be taking its time. Bots shoved in by the Poppy, so maybe would be the next choice for them.
I think this is
What
a bit
can
of a
she
misplay
do?
from the Poppy. She's got to go up to help defend her base. That ultimate is huge to help disengage.
Well, as you can see here, she has forced the Camille to back, which means if she returns to mid lane now, she will be able to force maybe a 5v4 up until the Camille TP's in.
Actually,
Maybe look
she's
for an
going in for the
engage here.
flank TP behind. This might be the Poppy engage. They're going to try something new ultimate, forcing the flash out of the Leona, and here comes the Predator. Oh, Poppy, no! The ultimate's going to come out, gets the disengage out. Tan going to go unstoppable onto the Kai'Sa. Zodiac's now on a rampage onto the support. Flashing. Hextech ultimatum down. All the ultimates are down. The only one alive is the Poppy. With about 200 health, she's going to heal up, but she can't stop the end. Never mind, she's not going to heal up. Zoe just does Zoe things and doesn't even die.
Unfortunately.
Pega goes on to our finals.
22 kills, 22 minutes. Looks like Pega indeed are going to be heading to the finals of the EUS end of season tournament.
And with that, we're going to take a little bit of a break, come back, give you our losers bracket finals. This is a double elimination tournament, so you will be seeing Team Taco Bell Academy in the next game. From the casting desk, my name is Finnick.
And I'm Oak.
Don't touch that browser.
wrapped around the building like the bow on the gift box. Skinny jeans, small tees, Jordans, and thrift socks. The chicks rock yoga pants, sweaters, and spot scarves. And congregated clubs, coffee shops, and the dog parks. It all starts late. People wait at the gate. The gatekeeper think we ain't equal. Security hate people and straight treat you like 3 stacks and outcasts. Those with clout pass, the rest folk out cash. As you enter the spot, temperature's hot. Young ballers spinning, hippin' the guap, pippin' the plot, sippin' they pop. The bottles put your tip in the pot, or let the brown liquor hit your furnace, flippin' and watch. So with the gal in my wine up, the body like so, and the man in my local shit party like go. It's ladies' night. There's baby mama or maybe wife looking for love in this crazy life. We do it for you.
fighting all these battles for? Just because I can sing doesn't mean that I can feel. All my demons, all my everything aren't any less real. She said, let's play pretend and live our lives. We can be who we wanna be. I'll be a singer and you'll be a writer. We'll finally be free. If we're lucky, we'll live together forever. And you'll never have to be alone in this world full of bullshit and terror. Without me. But playing pretend isn't always happy. We care but pretend we don't. If I was a singer, I'd sing to the world about what hurts me the most. If you're a writer, you could write me a story and leave out all my riddles. A life full of passion, a life full of glory. I would never have to agree. She said,
There is something going on here. It fills me up, brings me to tears. I've been waiting on this for years, so just tell me, can we talk about it? I know you are one for many words, but what I feel is so deep it hurts. I am down to put in the work, so just tell me, can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Oh, can we talk about it? Oh, can we talk about it?
close to numb, cold through the touch. I pretend like I don't remember your name. Every masterpiece turns to blasphemy. When I close my eyes, yeah, I still see your face. We were the thunder and the lightning, burning fire started from a spark. I would spend you just to watch you twirl. It was us against the world. You were the rain falling on my skin. Yeah, I was dying when you pulled me in. I was your rebel and you were my girl. It was us against the world. Yeah, I'm pale and gray, all dust and fade. When I call for you, all I hear back is pain. Every song must end, even diamonds fade.
Hello, everybody! Welcome back to the Learning Fives EU end of spring session tournament. My name is Finnick, and joining me on the caster bench at this moment, he's Bredy. It's Oak.
Hello. And yeah, we're just going to jump straight into things here. We see a Lux ban taken away from what side of these teams again? We have
Oh, on the blue side, we have Team Taco Bell Academy from the previous match, and on the red side, we have, I believe it is Team Wild Bananas.
Absolutely. So yeah, we see the Lux and the Morgana taken away from the Wild Bananas, and Poppy taken away. Obviously, they were watching that game earlier. They saw Avalonic on the Poppy. They saw the only potential outplay on that team. They decided to take it away. Jarvan also taken away for TBA. Just going to keep seeing these drafts here. We can see a clear bias here. Definitely more focus from the mid lane onto what the Wild Bananas there, taking away the Lux, possibly the Morgana, and taking away the Lucian as well, taking that away from Bulldogs. And then on the other side, we see Wild Bananas taking away the Poppy and the Jarvan, definitely targeting top side for TBA.
The Poppy and the Jarvan. Poppy, of course, being played last game by the same team, but not the same player.
Looks like they're going to ban... Is it broken? No, there we go.
I believe it's broken, but that would have been a Talia ban.
So that's fine. We get rid of the Talia. We see the Aatrox locked in there. Nice early pick. I think the first pick for them was Nautilus. So that's a good early pick anyway. But we see the Aatrox into the Darius. Really cool lane matchup here. Both of them generally seen as bullies in that early game. Darius definitely a more clear-cut killer in that lane, however, and definitely has priority in this lane. We see jungle picked up here. We see the Rek'Sai versus the Sejuani, a very high tier, especially a couple of patches ago. Definitely two very contested picks. Going to be interesting to see how these pathings happens. Obviously, we see the Sejuani will definitely be turning into that tank role later. The Rek'Sai moving into more of a bruiser style. It's going to be interesting to see how they play around these lanes here. We're going to see possibly, the Karma locked in there.
It's Karma mid, so that first pick Nautilus was Nautilus support.
Absolutely. Which means we should be seeing, if they would lock in quicker, the Orianna for, there we go, the Orianna for Wild Bananas there. This is a really fun matchup, in my opinion. There's a lot more play in this matchup than there was in the Zoe common matchup. We're seeing actually quite a similar comp from the side of TBA to their last game. The Aatrox, however, will be more able to group in these kind of fights. We see the Calm, however, definitely going for more of a supportive role for his team, just like last game.
That is more damage on that top lane than they had last game with the Aatrox of the Poppy. Obviously, Poppy doesn't do as much damage as she did in previous patches after her nerfs.
Anyway, we see the bans coming through here. Rakan taken away. I was surprised at this ban. Maybe Laughing Orca has something in store. I think Rakan's really a threat right now, though.
It's because they picked Xayah second pick in the first
round. Yeah, that's true. They picked the Xayah. They wanted to take away the Rakan. We will see the Xayah coming up shortly. We see blue side taking away the Yasuo from Wild Bananas there. Hopefully, maybe Shuckles or Oria or I Love Bola had a pocket Yasuo that they were scared of pulling out their sleeve. The Zoe taken away again. And then finally, we see the Kai'Sa locked in as the Rengar's taken away from Wild Bananas.
And Kai'Sa, and I believe this is going to be Karma, and as we talked about the first, or not Karma, sorry, Xayah, and as we talked about the first pick Nautilus for Taco Bell Academy, as he just randomly hovers some stuff before eventually setting on that Xayah.
Need to waste our time, of course. So we got the Xayah locked in. There'll be another 30-second timer. That's why the time is bugging. There we go. Interesting comp coming in from both sides. Both teams have a lot of pick. They have a lot of opportunities to start fights when they want. I think that clearly leans towards Wild Bananas, though. The Sejuani and the Thresh and the Ori all have relatively good options in terms of starting fights early or getting those single target picks. However, blue side, definitely more of a supportive team. Really maybe looking to give some frontline, to give some support to that Xayah to really get her going. They definitely have plenty of play in terms of how they want to play these lane matchups. Both teams can go for a 4v1. I think the Darius would very much more like to be in that top lane by himself, set up his own island and push in that lane rather than look for team fights. However, Aatrox is the option to do both. Generally, just going to be an interesting game. I'm excited to see how both teams play this game out.
And as we are waiting for the spectator delay, we will talk about these matchups just a bit more in depth. Let's talk a bit about this Nautilus pickup here, because it was a first pick, and they did ban Morgana, so it could have been flexed.
To talk about the Nautilus, first we'd have to talk about the buffs that happened in patch 9.8. Obviously, Nautilus got a couple of, pseudo buffs specifically for his support role. He got AP ratios added to his Q, and we've already seen Nautilus suddenly becoming this kind of cheesy mid laner. Definitely has some viability in the role, however, it's also reignited his support play, which, especially into the current meta available, has some really strong options. Into Thresh, Nautilus has always been somewhat of a lane bully in the support lane side of things. Into the Thresh and the Kai'Sa definitely gives a lot of options to set up ganks for the Rek'Sai, to maybe set up that Xayah for some early trades, and it gives them a lot of options in terms of how they want to play those team fights as well later.
And as we see here, Nautilus also being, of course, mid lane with those AP ratios leads us perfectly into this mid lane matchup, Karma versus Orianna.
I mentioned earlier that I think this lane has a lot more sway in terms of the other roles, and that's because Ori, obviously, really well-rounded champion. Karma has a lot of lane potency if she manages to get some of those Mantra Q trades off of the waves and maybe hitting the Orianna with splash damage or hitting the Orianna directly. Unlike the Zoe, there's no clear line CC and burst coming from both of them. They have to play around their minions correctly. They have to set up wave advantages, set up their positioning correctly to get good trades in. So it's really going to be definitely a very big focus on how they control their own movement.
And then obviously 2 power picks of the patch says Wani and Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai, of course, coming into pro play about 2 patches ago. Says Wani just kind of always being there. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. So Rek'Sai and Sejuani are very similar in terms of their power right now in terms of solo queue. I think both of them are sitting around a 52% win rate. They're both very good junglers at the moment. Both have seen competitive viability, especially when Conqueror got reworked. Rek'Sai was abusing that, was at one point sitting at like 44.5% win rate. A very strong champion at the time. And even after those nerfs, you're still seeing play now as people have picked her up again and learned how to play with that champion. Both these champions here are going to be, I think it's going to be really important to watch their pathing in particular. The Rek'Sai has a lot of pathing options in terms of how she plays her different lanes. She is set up in all 3 of her lanes in terms of gank opportunities. So really, it's just going to be watching how these two play around the early game, the first 4 minutes, see if they match each other or not, and then see who can get the advantage in that jungle side of things.
And with that said, we're going to take a quick music break as we load into the game. Don't touch that browser. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the EU Learning Fives April and May 2019 tournament, end of season tournament, as you will. My name is Finnick, and joining me on the cast today is the EU to my NA. It is Oak.
Hello. So this is going to be an interesting game to watch. I'm more excited for this game than I am the last one, to be honest. Though these teams are a lot closer in terms of matching, so it's going to be cool to see their pathing. Instantly, we see a really smart pathing coming here from red side. This kind of invade is particularly potent because there is no visibility from the Zai here to see the invade until he's here at this point.
And the flash forced out. That was a missed hook anyway. That's going to be enough for that invade, I would assume.
Good for the Thresh, I think, at that point. Honestly, it would have been better to start Flay. They have a lot of potential follow-up CC. They could have followed that flash correctly and flayed her in possibly to get bonus CC in, but the hook's thrown out, managed to get a flash anyway. A pretty good situation all around. You can see minions spawn here. We did get a ward on red side, so we will be able to track the bot lane pathing from TBA. So that means that they will potentially see the Nautilus and the Zai coming into early and be able to clock the fact that TBA are actually starting blue for this setup on blue side.
Speaking
outside of that, go on, please. No.
Speaking of TBA, we should introduce our teams here on the blue side. You saw them in the last match, but this time they're back. They're meaner. They're greener. They are Team Taco Bell Academy. In the top side, you have Avalonic on the Aatrox. Jungle, you have SKT Kappa Nation playing Rek'Sai. Mid lane is Fexy on that Karma once again. In the bot lane, you have Mortargrave and Laughing Orca on Xayah and Nautilus.
And then, yeah, from red side, we have Wild Bananas, we have Shuckles in the top lane, Oof Urton in jungle, I Love Bulla in mid, Mr. Bulb Dops in AD carry, and Jägermeister in support. Already we see the Ori setting up a clear wave push. We have bot lane, Mortargrave and Orca setting up that push in the bot side, and the Darius hopefully looking to get that level 2 to start a trade with the Aatrox. Following him in a little bit early.
Level 2 first here, though. Gonna take Darius out of about 300
from the Darius starting E, which I really dislike as a Darius player. It should be
Nautilus hook in Threshold causes the root, but he is level 2, so he's gonna get out of there pretty quickly with that W passive.
Not looking to extend that trade though. The Zai going in for a solo trade. Could have maybe looked to pressure that out. Oh, one thing to note here, the Darius has actually gone Hail of Blades. This is a really interesting trade option. After Hail of Blades, you've got the change where auto attack resets don't take away a Hail of Blade procs. He can get 4 autos in within the space of about 2 when you would have Conqueror. This gives him a lot more trading options to proc his passive early in on the game and get some good trades into the Aatrox.
Speaking of changes, Aatrox changes as the Nautilus comes out for the Ignite. That's first blood for the Xayah, and the heal exhausted to keep the Nautilus alive.
Wow,
first blood.
Interesting first blood there. Yeah, interesting indeed to see. Just looks like Bulldog's really not respecting that.
The Aatrox is going to force flash out of the Darius topside has directed camera wants us to go mid, but this is interesting, some topside stuff. Let's talk about those Aatrox changes though, and the hot fix.
Absolutely. So Aatrox had his revive taken away from his kit, which threw him into the gutter for it to gank.
Oh, Rek'Sai coming in for the gank. Mid lane rooted by the Karma, taking out about 200 health. Flash forced out of him, and he's gonna get away with just 200 health remaining.
Karma failed to use her mantra there, using it now instead. That could have potentially been a kill if she had used her mantra earlier. Unfortunate all around. This Darius really getting pushed around at the moment. You can see here.
Oh, but here comes SKT Cabanation right onto Sejuani. The Flash gets forced out, not able to be slowed due to the Sejuani passive there.
Somebody was in shop. Somebody wasn't looking at their screen. Oof Burton having to blow Flash there due to not paying attention to his screen.
You'd have to
maybe looking for a dive up here. Absolutely. Definitely an option for them. He has the TP, however, so he should just back. Yeah, he's going to back up to respect that dive possibility and just reset, get that TP in. Maybe look to establish a lead now that he's got some new items. Let's see what he's picked up.
And he picked up just a longsword here and the control ward. So let's talk about those Aatrox changes. His ultimate, you can't get that revive unless you get a kill.
Absolutely, yeah. This Aatrox change actually threw him into the gutter for just a little bit, due to absolutely taking away that revive, essentially just giving him a small movement speed boost and an AV bonus, which with his kit where it was currently standing before then, basically made it so he couldn't force the things that he was forcing before, such as tower dives, looking to set up his jungler in terms of baits and fights and stuff like that. However, they did buff him up, and he has been seeing some play, as you can see from that. Flash coming in.
The jungle flash forward play comes down. The Nautilus hooked down to try to cause the disengage, but this Xayah is taken down too quickly, and now it's the Nautilus on the run. 1, 2, 3. Where's the third permafrost? There it is. The stun. Uferton gets the kill there. Now it's 2 kills to 1 in favor of Team Red Side.
Wild bananas.
Game, sorry. Wild bananas.
Jägermeister playing that really smart there, just not having any patience at all. Throwing that lantern, chucking in, flashing in to get that play. Really smart play, setting up the Sejuani and the Kai'Sa for kill. Kind of a shame to see the Sejuani pick up that kill when the option to give it Kai'Sa was there. Oh well, they still get that opportunity. This should set them up for Dragon.
And here comes Darius. Level 6 is available for the Aatrox, but remember, he doesn't actually have to get a kill. It's any takedown under tower, or while he has his ultimate, will let him revive. So it's really only useful if he knows he can kill Darius. And otherwise, if he just pops his ultimate, he's gonna die.
Absolutely. We'll see these lanes kind of naturalize here. We see the Darius, even with a CS lead, starting to get that bully in on the Aatrox. This is really where you would see the Darius hopefully take lead. He gets all the access to his spells. He does have the opportunity to start fights first because of that Aatrox ult. Now not giving him the free revive. Darius can freely choose to start a fight and force it through with his ultimate and his passive.
Meanwhile, mid lane, the Karma poke is real, as is the Orianna poke. Command Protect not gonna let Karma do all that much damage. Karma taking down to about half health there.
Looks like we see TBA just walking into red side blue bar, taking that away from them because they saw the Sejuani.
Here comes Smash though.
For fight here now.
Through knockup. Root comes down. Jägermeister taken down pretty low, but the Flash gets forced out of the Xayah as he's down to about 400 health. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Shuckles is going to be taken down here. The World Ender comes out, and Avalonic gets the kill there. Now Nautilus caught out by the Thresh Hook. I am Mr. Bullpops gets the kill there. That's the second kill of the game onto the Xayah, and 150k gold bounty to boot. Have to assume this is the Mountain Draken as well.
Really interesting trade of kills there. We saw the Aatrox take advantage of the Darius just not playing the matchup correctly in the top side. Meanwhile, Bullpops grabbing a kill down in the bot side with a risky invade from the side of TBA. What's really important to know here is they haven't tried to force this dragon. Feels like a waste of time to get a single kill and then not look to force that dragon afterwards, especially with the Orianna available to shove in. They could have shoved in that mid wave, look to grab that dragon, have the Orianna neutralize any possibility of stealing it.
And Aatrox gets plates, so this is essentially gold advantage over to Taco Bell Academy because of the inaction for Wild Bananas. A slight gold advantage, but still a gold advantage.
Absolutely, yeah. The gold actually looking incredibly even at the moment due to what is happening. Is this constant swing back and forth, as you mentioned. So, yeah, interesting to see what happens next, honestly. We'd hope to see Rek'Sai getting a blue buff there with his red buff. Something you should always keep an eye on as a jungler. Unfortunate, really.
That is a sad day for Karmas and Anivias everywhere.
At least he takes advantage of the CDR. Just going to look to see this wave, bot side, slow pushing in, gathering a hook.
The hook does come out, the root and the knock up coming through. Flash gets forced out of the Kaisa. The Nautilus ultimate not available quite yet. That could have guaranteed the kill there, but instead the flash is enough to force Kaisa out of the lane and potentially get some sort of plates here if they want to greed for him.
One thing you aren't seeing here is the Sejuani's pathing fairly safely here. In fact, I think a dive mid, and something that junglers often miss is diving mid lane. I think a dive mid here would be a very good opportunity. Rek'Sai just pathing up, grabbing that ping, taking that away from the Darius there.
Sejuani didn't run down fast enough. That was a potential collapse opportunity missed by Wild Bananas there.
Looks like a little skirmish looking to happen in the top side. Nothing gonna happen though. Gonna see this bot continue to push in. Maybe lanes return to their natural state. Sejuani maybe looking to reset, might be looking to set up this Ori to make sure she doesn't get ganked.
And we see mid lane. Orielna does have her ultimate available, as does, well, Karma always has it available. But...
One thing to know here is vision in this point in the game. We see two distinct differences between these teams. Red has set up...
Wait, Darius is losing this trade pretty hard. He's actually going to go down about a half health, has to heal up. Nautilus ultimate coming down onto the Sejuani bot side. Sejuani ultimate going to trade that back onto the Xayah. Xayah's going to go down with that. World Ender does come out for Avalonic, who has slain Chuckles. That's 1-for-1 across the map. Once again, ADC for top laner, and this time Sejuani gets the kill. Meanwhile, Thresh gets the hook. Kaisa ultimate comes through. He's taken down super low. You'd have to assume that he's dead here. Sejuani does not pick up the kill, but does get the assist. I am Mr. Bullpups is on a killing spree. That's a 3-1. That's a 3-1. I almost said Xayah. That's a 3-1 Kaisa. Yeah. 3-1 Kaisa, and a 300 gold bounty, and a Mountain Dragon.
They're going to look to force this dragon here. Best choice, honestly. They could have gone for a couple of platings, but why are they... Stop. Hello?
They're pulling it out. They're pulling it out.
They're pulling out. They're pulling it out. They're making this safe play. They don't want that. They don't want the Karma to be able to steal it away. Very smart. Maybe look to grab the Scuttle Camp after this. And hopefully, I think at some point they should be looking for either setting up vision to secure that Rift Herald when it sets up in a couple of minutes' time, or start to look to force a tower here. That's their option. They've got the Kaisa fed now. They have that damage. They have the tower damage available to them. They need to take advantage of that.
But meanwhile, Retro was done. Decapitation forces the flash out of the Darius. Darius taking on about half health. Unstoppable. The ultimate from the Darius does not get the kill, and Avalonic is on a killing spree. And this top turret is going to go down. First turret gold and plays over to the side of. Never mind. The tower's not going to go down.
Shuckles making all the right choices, just playing it out so poorly. You hate to see it happen. Flashing forward to either Rek'Sai to stop that Rift Herald being summoned, missing the E, really unfortunate there, and then cancelling autos multiple times to stop him from able to stack the passive onto Rek'Sai to get that ultimate, to kill her, to maybe force a trade there in the favor of Wild Bananas there. Just really unfortunate, honestly. Looks like TBA seeing the pathing from the top side of Wild Bananas there might look to get some damage on the tower on bot side.
I mean, they forced the Thresh top side, so they were able to get the plates there, and now the gold leads, which was in favor of Wild Bananas, is back in Taco Bell Academy's favor.
Yeah, we've seen the Aatrox now at this point has a 350 gold bounty. Due to that killing spree, Nautilus just walking up, not respecting any of the spacing from Bulldogs and Jägermeister there.
I mean,
to shove this wave in.
He's got the completed Targons and the completed Speedy McSpeedy boots. So we will see what happens.
That's one thing that's been interesting to see. The Xayah has so much innate safety in lane with her ultimate, with the space she can pull against the Thresh and the Kaisa there. It's surprising to not see the Nautilus or the Thresh, who have both rushed Mobies, to then not use those Mobies to enable more pressure across the map. We did see the Thresh moving top
Oh,
side.
here comes the gank though. Lantern gonna hit. Xayah ultimate to dodge out the Sejuani ultimate, but Sejuani does in fact get the ultimate onto their Xayah ultimate. Does come down to not get the kill just
Double
yet.
TP.
The double TP comes through. Xayah is down. Mr. Bullpups is also gonna go down here. No, he's not. The Orion ultimate comes through, but here comes the Aatrox with one. The World Ender Fear comes through. Overton's gonna go down 2, and that's 3 for the side of TBA, and this is going to be another one for the Aatrox. That is a 4-for-1, a tower, and maybe more.
Massive Aatrox tearing it down in the bot lane, really taking advantage of the fact that, number one, Shuckles does not have TP available. They're running double TP as well, so they can force an outnumbered fight, and the Aatrox getting exactly what he wanted, getting an early kill to secure his ultimate, to force his revive, in itself makes Wild Bananas not want to focus him, because they know their revive's going to happen. They know he's going to pop back up again in 5 minutes. So the desperation play, they try and kill others instead, and end up all falling with him securing another 3 kills for himself. Avalonic popping off really hard there.
It started with the Xayah dodging out the Sejuani stun there with her ultimate. But once that ultimate went down, it's Sejuani gets onto her. That was a good pick at the beginning of the fight, but once that Aatrox is down there, it's game over at this point.
Also just not respecting the double TP. They see it. It's on the map. The Darius has no way to stop that Aatrox TP, yet they still went for the play. There should have been more communication from the side of Wild Bananas to identify that that could have been an option if they were looking for a pick like that.
That said, unlike in the last game where this was a, was it 12k gold lead at 15 minutes? This is only a 2k gold lead. Not insurmountable from Wild Bananas. They
absolutely not.
Back into this game.
Absolutely, there are plenty of options here. They still have the heavy pick potential from their team comp, able to set up single kills. They also have a really strong front line if they choose to abuse that.
Oh, flash forward play comes through. Ultimate gets the stun down. Flash forced from the Nautilus, and Kaisa is, sorry, not Kaisa, Xayah is going to be the trade there. Shuckles does get his first kill of the game on the Darius.
As soon as I'm mentioning it, pick opportunity, nice frontline team fight. They go ahead, they get that pick. They abuse their strong front line to force a flash out of the Nautilus and to kill the Xayah before her ultimate comes up again. One thing they need to respect at this point is that Aatrox, look at them splitting bot side.
Nautilus and Karma and Rek'Sai are all moving up here. That would be a 4v3. Ori ultimate is a swing and a miss, as is the Sedge ultimate. That's 2 ultimates down. Now the flashes come out. Nautilus ultimate gonna be able to get 2 knockups there, but not before Mr. Bullpups kills SKT Kappa Nation for yet another kill on to this Kaisa.
Wild Bananas definitely playing that fight a little bit poorly, but they had the right idea. They need to look for a pick before the Xayah returned from the map, before the Aatrox is able to pressure them. Really smart. Let's hope they hit their ultimates next time.
I mean, outside of that, they knew that Aatrox was bot side and didn't have TP, so it made sense for them to go in there. Kaisa's really strong right now. She's 4-2, has her IE completed, about to go on to... Starts Longsword, might...
I'm not sure if I like the IE rush. She might be going into Storm Razor as a secondary item rather than a primary like we saw last game. Storm Razor, really good usability on her. Definitely enables her in fights a lot more to get some bonus damage out. I'm not sure if I like the IE rush, but I still think it's a pretty solid pick. Looking at pick.
Oh, here comes the from Darius, but he's gonna get knocked up, caught out. Darius, you're fucking dead. Or I'm fine. You are dead, my dude.
Just a fail TP there, really unfortunate. You can use TPs like that in similar situations. However, they have reliable CC to stop him. Just a waste of a summoner. Really unfortunate. Should have succeeded. Maybe look to get some extra CS. Maybe look to kill the Rek'Sai. That was not the choice to make there. Looks like blue side is going to pick up a dragon.
Yeah, Cloud Drake goes over to blue side. Really nice for Rek'Sai, especially to get that Drake. Remember, a few patches ago it changed so it now gives in-combat movement speed as well as out of combat.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes Air Drake feel like a much more important choice to make, even though it actually lost in terms of win rate. It actually went down in terms of how but
here comes the gank from the jungler. gets taken out about half health with that Nautilus ultimate helping out. Now it's gonna be the turn onto it. Ori ultimate gonna pull the Nautilus in towards it, but meanwhile, Caffeination goes too far. But here comes Aatrox. World Ender does get the revive out, able to kill the Orianna before the death.
Really
But
well timed
there
hurt.
is a shutdown with the ultimate from the Sejuani, and now the turn. Double kill onto the Thresh. Is this gonna be more? I believe it can be more.
Can't be more anymore. They're going to look for this mid tower here. Really well played from TBA. Some of the early skirmishing in their fight there I thought was quite weak, but they really picked it up. They played around their tower well. Jägermeister with a beautiful hook. The hit to hook the Aatrox straight out of his ultimate passive kicking in.
They're looking for more
Getting
on the
that
Zaya.
shot down straight onto the Zaya. Beautiful.
They might be looking for more onto the Zaya here.
Can look for a fight here. The hook should be coming out. They have.
There is the hook. The play comes through. Taking down to about half health is the Nautilus. Void Seeker gonna land, but not gonna ultimate in there just yet.
Where is the Darius? Walk up. Fresh and more. They could have got that tower there. That was another option for them. They're not pushing their leads hard enough. This is still a win for them though. They've gained the gold lead. Let's see what they can do next.
Oh, but Sejuani gets caught. No. Oh. Blast Cone able to get her over the wall before she gets stunned by.
Avanonic should have popped the plant there earlier. He would have jumped over the wall, but he has easy follow-up with his E, as does the Rek'Sai, and it means you can't just run away due to a team.
Also, that's how you hand off a red buff. Or a blue buff. I'm sorry.
I mean, Sejuani doesn't have the red buff there. I think it's an advantage.
Sejuani does have the red buff.
He didn't have red. Do you have red buff?
There was a burn effect on that.
Are you sure she's not Cinderhulk?
Oh, that was Cinder. Never mind.
There you go.
I mean, it's the same thing,
Or Hunter's
effectively.
Talisman. Nah, it only takes the camp down to 1 health. He can't steal it away.
Well,
Go. The more you know.
the more I know.
So we're just gonna see. You're just a play-by-play. So we're gonna see Red Side set up some vision here. Definitely, this has been, I think, a consistent advantage for Wild Bananas here. They seem to have vision set up consistently more. You can see they're covering multiple different chokes even on the side, on both red and blue side. They're gonna look to set up Baron vision here, maybe force it underneath the nose of TBA.
They have no idea this is going on. They might be able to
Need that
sniff it
fight
out,
with them.
but I don't think so. Oh, Taco Bell Academy, what are you doing?
Now
They're
I
gonna
see it. 4K left on
Thresh
it.
is gonna be able to
2K.
get Rek'Sai out of this with the ultimate and the play. Red team does get the Baron, and that's gonna be the Rek'Sai going down after the ultimate is popped. Now the chase comes out. I am Mr. Bullpups is on a killing spree. Meanwhile, bot side, World Ender does get popped to try to kill this Darius. Trying to get something in return for the massacre
doesn't
that's
matter.
happening toward Baron Pit.
Darius doing exactly what's needed, pulling that Aatrox away from the fight. Aatrox is the only strong member on the side of TBA at the moment. Aatrox does his job beautifully, holds Aatrox away, stops his TP. You can see the TP from there from Aatrox, stopped by the Darius. Really smart there from Shuckles, shutting down the Aatrox, being able to participate in that fight, securing the Baron for his team as a whole, and setting up his team for a winning team fight.
And now we look at itemization. This Kaisa is so ahead of picking up that Gwynsu's after the IE. I'm not sure about that necessary combination, but the Gwynsu's is just so good on her.
I feel like this is gonna only hurt their team both in the long run and the 2-item power spike. I feel like a crit item or a Storm Razor would have been better there, but oh well. We see the item anyway. Does have good synergy with her own kit, and the amount of damage she's able to pump out in these team fights because of her consistent autoing means this item will still have some effect. On the mean side, I'd like to mention that the Zaya has gone for this Essence Reaper build. Whilst this may limit her damage right now in fights, this will help enable her in later team fights once she picks up the IE and maybe another crit item like a Shiv or a Phantom Dancer.
So before we were talking about how does how does Wonder Banana?
Wild Banana.
Well, how does Wild Bananas get back into this game? But now the tables have turned. 4K gold deficit for Taco Bell Academy. How do they get back into this game?
Well, I think it's very clear to identify how they would get back in this game is to look for a team fight with the Aatrox. First thing they need to do is stall out that Baron buff. Make sure they're not fighting with those minions enhanced. They're gonna hopefully look to. It looks like they might be looking for a catch on this Aatrox here.
Well, Aatrox is trying to go down. World Ender does get popped there. Redemption coming through. Sejuani ultimate is a swing and a miss. World Ender does not cause the revive, but he does not die here as well. Bottom tower is going to go down now. Baron buff minions plus the turret smashy.
There you go, turret smashy thing. Beautiful, love it. The rune, you mean.
Hook comes out onto the Zaya. That's going to be the pick. Isla Borler does get his second kill of the game. Excuse me.
Never heard.
Now the threat duel and ultimate comes and gets two. Aatrox has to pop the World Ender, but doesn't have it available. Isla Borler gets a kill on SKT Decapitation, and now the Darius gets a kill and a reset. This is bot tower. This is going to be two bot towers, actually.
Disgusting Thresh play there. Giving his life to tank the tower for the entirety of that so that Oof and Darius can remain as frontlines for it.
And there's going to be the ace pickup from the Kaisa. This actually might be game. They can go for the win push here with these Baroned up minions.
TBA's whole team just perishing there, disappearing from the map. Looks like there should be a clear in-hit for them. Don't think they can go for the game yet. However, it does open up a lot of options for them. They have two outer turrets remaining from the side of TBA. These are very easy pick-off points for Wild Bananas at this point in time. All they need to do, reset, grab that dragon, start pressuring those waves in, leave the Darius in the side lane, and do it again. The Aatrox is going to continually get caught out. He's going to be playing too aggressive. We've seen him do it before. We've seen Avalonic playing way overstaying his jurisdiction. That's what you want to see from the side of Wild Bananas to close up this game.
They caught him with the World Ender deck. That's... He had...
We know they burned his... They burned what they... But they used two ultimate spells to burn the World Ender because Aatrox can only function in team fights with that ultimate up. It's maybe not on purpose, but it's a really smart play from Wild Bananas there. That's how they want to look for these fights, because Aatrox currently is the only enabler for them. One thing to know here, the Karma has actually picked up an Ardent Sensor, maybe looking to enable the Rek'Sai or the Zaya to pull in some more secondary damage, so they're not so heavily reliant on this Aatrox for fights to be in their favor, essentially.
And looking at this, the Nautilus also looks like heading towards a Night's Vow. At this point,
I think at this stage, maybe not. I feel like the better choice instead of a Night's Vow would be a Righteous Glory. I think it'd be really important to see him use that to work with the Aatrox to set up picks onto the backline of Red side of Wild Turtles, so that they have little fight. Oh,
here comes Nautilus trying to get some sort of trades, but instead gets caught out himself. He's taken down super low, and the Rek'Sai. This was such a good ultimate. Sorry, not ultimate. No, that was an ultimate from the Sejuani. Thought was gonna pick the Zaya, but not quite there. No kills for no kills.
He did get the Zaya. The Zaya didn't have time to ult. There just wasn't any backup damage, which is why it didn't work out so great. Just gonna look to reset, set up some vision in this side here. The Thresh not using his scanner correctly, kind of frustrating. Should maybe grab that warp there. He's gonna run out, isn't it?
The Nautilus ultimate did actually save the Zaya there. Heal. So to get in the back line there. Flash forward from Sejuani, looking for more. He's taking down Tim Rooted. The Ori ultimate is a swing and a miss, but they do catch the Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is taken down before she can ultimate. And now here comes the Aatrox. As the redemption goes down, World Ender does get popped. He's going to try to get a kill here. I don't know if he can get it in time, though. Meanwhile, the roots come down, and World Ender does, in fact, proc. He can revive, so he goes into the back line. Resurrection does come down, double kill onto the Zaya, and they're looking for more. They're looking for the chase, and the flash forward from the commander, and then get the shutdown onto the Kaisa, and now onto the Thresh. That's a killing spree. A killing spree onto the Zaya, and they're back into the game.
Multiple things went wrong there for Wild Bananas. Look at the Orianna's mana. First Tell of Sign. Orianna went into a fight with half her mana depleted. On top of that, the Kaiser passed very dangerously in that fight. The Aatrox was able to use his ultimate effectively. The Sejuani blowing her flash to try and start the fight in the first place when her backline really doesn't have the opportunity to do it. And the flubbed Orianna ult all mean that TVA were able to force a fight without the scariness of their backline being blown up or the Aatrox being held back to stop being able to be really effective in these fights. One thing to note is he's picked up a GA at this point. He has a double life responding point. He has a double life returning ability at this point in time in this game.
So what I believe the combination there is, if I am not mistaken, is if he knows he's going to get a kill, he pops World Ender. but if he doesn't, he lets GA go and then pops World Ender to get the follow-up.
Absolutely. And he doesn't need to be scared of the GA getting popped whilst World Ender is active, because as soon as World Ender gets the revive passive, that's the one that gets popped first.
But look,
However, vision advantage again. While Banana's playing it really well, that vision advantage is clearly setting up these barons here. It's something TBA really should have been focused on when they got that lead, was setting up some vision to stop them being able to steal Baron under their noses. But it happens anyway.
That's an Ocean Drake for a Baron. I'm not quite sure that's worth it for TBA, or for Taco Bell Academy, especially with these lanes pushing in. Avalonix probably got to stay with his team instead of going for the split push. He'd have to assume at this point. He is
the best choice, especially because not only do they force him to be in a team fight with when he's their main carry at this point, it also pulls the Darius in, and the Darius is looking weak at the moment. This build, not very strong. 2 items, a Black Cleaver as well. Just unfortunate. Maybe he should have gone for that Triforce just for the ability to even duel the Aatrox later in fights. But oh well, we see a Cleaver here. Gonna hope to use his passive well to burn some of that armor in.
Zaya's actually about to come online here.
Hey,
Flash gets forced. No follow-up.
If only the Ori was there, they could have ulted onto the Nautilus just to kill him and force something down. There is an open Nexus on the open inhib even on the bot side. If they were able to force a kill, they could potentially 4v4 in the main lane or having somebody on the side lane to get rid of that inhibitor.
Anyway, the something to note here is Zaya's now on her IE and is going towards the Zeal item right here, and Kaisa now looks like a Hurricane, and then wait, meanwhile, here comes top lane. Flapping Orca, you gotta not get caught like that, especially with
this is exactly what we want. Darius should be TPing bot lane as we speak.
But he's actually just going down there. Caponation gets chunked out for all his health, and now the Aatrox is all on his own. Flashes forward, tries to get the kill with the World Ender up, but that's not going to do it. He does get the healing down. Oriol's ultimate gets the resurrection out of him with the GA, and now Oof taking down super low. Now the Aatrox is dead. Double kill onto the Kaisa, triple kill onto the Kaisa. Darius gets the shutdown onto the Zaya as we go down into the ace. That's going to be the game. Team Wild Bananas go on to the finals to face Team Plat Pega.
Late teleport, but it doesn't even matter. Kiting the Aatrox superbly well there. Nautilus wasn't able to be in that fight because he'd been deleted beforehand. And Darius getting that nasty flash ult to finish off that fight and give Wild Bananas the win.
And with that, we will go on to our EU finals match. It will be Team Wild Bananas versus Team Plat Pega. I believe Oak is going to be leaving the caster desk and swapping out.
Asmus coming in instead. Different color. Gonna be wonderful for all of you guys watching at home.
Yes. Yeah. And that said, we will be taking a music break as we go and set up that finals match for you. It will be a best of 3. And for now, I am Finnick.
And I am Oak. Good to see you all, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't touch that browser.
Start
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Learning Fives EU Spring 2019 end of session tournament. My name is Finnick, and joining me on the desk, replacing Oak because no one likes that guy anyway, it is Asmus.
Hello, hello. Of course, the superior EU caster here. Just doing my part.
The superior EU color caster. This is why we brought him in for finals.
Of
All
course,
right.
You reserve the best for last.
And so here we are, the finals, best of 3. It is Team Wild Bananas starting out on the red side and Team Plants Pega on the blue side.
Nothing less. The story of these teams are kind of funny because, of course, the blue side team, they made it here without a loss, while the red side team, Wild Bananas lost the first game and then came back. It's an impressive show of mentality.
On top of that, Team Plat Pega, obviously Plat and Diamond players. Team Wild Bananas is mostly silvers, if I remember correctly. So we will see how this shows up as we head into the draft here. Vayne, Morgana, Orianna bands on the blue side. Nautilus, Draven, and Thresh bands on the red side. Let's talk about that.
Of course, nothing surprising in the bans. I think most of these bans are either very much played champions from each player in their respective positions, or comfort bans. Of course, the Morgana ban does indicate some kind of aggressive bot lane coming in, and I do believe it's the Pyke.
Yes, they do pick a Pyke here.
Yeah. Of course, the top lane. Yorick is kind of a champion that makes the game revolve around him, because if he does fall behind, he is a bit vulnerable early on. He can be tough to fit into any team comp. It's not easy to play towards him, and the 4 will kind of be left with pretty useless pick until later in the game.
Right.
With
So-
Nasus and... Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, my bad. So it is interesting to see that they do pick champions that can go and help the Yorick in the side lane.
And obviously, Yorick versus Nasus is a battle of the split pushers. Both these teams drafting towards that as we
don't
come in
expect
second round
them-
of bans.
I don't expect them to do much grouping those two. It'll be an island battle at least until people show up.
Let me get in there.
Of course,
They are rocks. They are
They are very
islands.
much rocks. They do not move them from that side lane.
Tristanaban
The Atom.
and Darius Jax.
The surprising pick here is actually the Amumu. It's not a pick I've seen at all this session actually as a coach or as a caster. So it's interesting to see if they have some kind of plan put in place. Maybe they've played it before. I don't know.
Amumu did in fact get buffed though, so we will see if that does translate into a better game for these guys.
He is fundamentally the same champion, but I do believe it was the clear that got buffed up. So maybe he has an easier time keeping up with the Sejuani, and does maybe in some instances offer more to the team fights, which is definitely where the red side comp, the wild banana comp, is focused. The Jinx, the Lux. The only odd one out is of course the Nasus in the top lane.
Yeah, lots of engage with the Amumu. Obviously, Amumu ultimate very good. Disengage with the Janna ultimate. Damage with the Lux and the Jinx. Blue side, obviously you have Sejuani and Pike engage with the Zoe and Lucian follow up.
Yeah, very long range damage on the red side. So it's about the Zoe, the Pike, and the Sejuani catching out members here. They want to get to that backline that does the damage.
And with all that, we will be waiting for a spectator delay for about 3 minutes. So let's talk about the individual lane matchups, starting with Yorick versus Nasus.
It's a lane that is very much decided by the influence put into the lane, because both champions are comparable in a 1v1 played ideally to their strengths. But if one of them gets ahead, it can entirely just turn the game on its head, because well, the side lane is so important to these teams, as neither top laner can really group. So having that constant pressure will mean that you can force the TP. You can play around the objectives with multiple members, having the member advantage.
And beyond that, let's go ahead and skip the jungle matchup for now, because that one's a bit more interesting. Let's talk about the Zoe versus Lux matchup.
It's again, it's a mage versus mage, not something we see all the time anymore. It's not staple of mid lane, but both mages that has the gank setup for their junglers to come in. Lux has, of course, her Q, the Binding Light, and Zoe with her E. Definitely, Lux is more reliable when you take it into the lane. Zoe is much better around the objectives, though. So can the Zoe get out of the lane with at least even, or if even ahead? She's in a really good position to take over the game.
And bot lane, Lucian and Pike versus Jinx and Janna. Jinx, of course, having better late game scaling than the Lucian. But let's talk about this a bit more.
This one is obvious. Like Lucian, Pike, they want to do stuff. They're not sitting around. They want to get the advantage in lane, even kills if they can get them. Though that is a bit more difficult on the Janna. She's very good at disengaging. She's very good at forcing the opponents to not do anything. Of course, with Pike, you have the ability to always go to the mid lane. You have to help your jungler. You have all the options on the side of Pepeka.
And the Jinx and Janna? How do they play this lane?
Jinx and Janna, they ideally they want to lose it as little as possible. Jinx does have some poke potential, and Janna does have the W early on, but all in all, they want to be careful, because falling behind early against Lucian Pike is deadly. It can cost you the game, absolutely.
And finally, let's talk about this jungle matchup: Sejuani versus Amumu.
I think it's kind of dull. Would have hoped to see some hype picks in the finals, but every team needs some supportive picks as well. We are not G2 after all. Amumu Sejuani, I dare say they're kind of similar in like that role. Sejuani is great at single picks. Amumu is much more for the team fights if you have to take in basic terms. But they're both tank junglers. None of them are clear junglers, so expect to see early action around the lanes with setup CC.
And with that being said, we're going to take a quick music break as we load into the games. Do not touch that browser. And welcome back, everybody, to the Spring 2019 EU Learning 5's End of Split Tournament. My name is Finnick, and joining me on the desk, the other EU caster, Asmus.
I do prefer the better EU caster, actually, so, though Oak might just object to that. We'll see.
We will see as we go into this starting matchup. On the blue side, we have Team Plat Pega with Dan47 in the top lane, Krabma in the jungle, 1098 mid lane playing the Zoe, Zodiac, and Real Men play support in the bot lane. As they go for the invade, flash forward, flash for flash.
We have no time for names. Holy.
No time for names, but it's flash for flash, Pike flash for, I believe that was the Jana flash, so support for support. As we go back into 5 points, it looks like. And on the red side, we have,
of course, Shuckles in the top lane, playing the Narcissus, with Ufaton on the Amumu. Lux, we have I Love Bowler, Master Bulldobs, on the Jinx, and TSM Jägermeister piloting the Jana.
and they make up Team Wild Bananas.
Interesting little level 1 scuffle, actually. The flash, of course, meaning a little bit more for the Jana, as she is very much less maneuverable than the Pike. Can definitely open up for some really early ganks. And the Sejuani is actually starting up topside. There's possibility for even a level 3 gank bot, now that the Jana is almost at their mercy.
Sejuani gonna go and clear the walls here instead of going for the invade. Obviously, without the scuttle there anymore, those early invades don't pay off nearly as much as they did. But here comes the ignite, the hook, down to about 200 health. Heal gets used to keep the Jana alive there.
The flash is flashed almost instantly by Pega.
Heal for ignite. And they're gonna force this mana back. Oh, here comes the hook! Jinx trying to dodge it, not able to get the dodge just yet. Lucian dashes forward, gets him down to about 250 health. Jinx trying to trade that one back. Meanwhile, mid lane, Drowsy comes out for the Zoe. No follow-up, though. It is, of course, just level 2.
It is necessary respect, after all. The Zoe does have a lot of damage if you can get off the paddle style while you're sleeping. But bot lane, holy. It is exactly what they wanted to do. Punish them early. You are the power bot lane. Lucian Pike. So, definitely completing the mission there.
And you see they are moving in on this. The Pike, of course, getting spotted out on this ward here. Jana trying to get some poke in. push the lane back. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Krauma goes forward on to the Zoe. Drowsy flash over the wall. That's going to be a kill. First blood probably going to go over here. No, the Lux trying to get out, taken out super low, but it is for naught. Sejuani gets the first blood over for Team Plat Pega.
Again, another summoner punished almost instantly. The cleanse was blown. There's nothing Lux can do to get out of this situation once she's getting hit by that sleeper bubble. It's only trouble for her.
Mumu looking for this top side here. Not spotted out just yet, but he is now looking on to this Yorick. Going to try to queue forward for it. This is the flash out of the Nasus as the Wither ticks down. Keeps on chasing, but a flash down on the Yorick is a good thing here.
Actually well played by both parts there. Yorick, of course, using the cage to lock the Mumu in so he can't get to him. Mumu, in turn, uses the Q to get out of it. Well played. Observant play from both of them.
And Real Man play support trying to go forward. The Tornado gonna stop him from the kill just now, but here comes the Sejuani. Gets Permafrost stack onto the Janna. John taking him out to 150 health. Burn not going to kill her just yet. And the Janna escapes with just a little bit of health remaining.
That was close. Of course, Flash still not up. Had that hook hit, that could very much have been a kill.
Nasus getting some nice trades in here onto the Yorick. Cage does miss, and of course Nasus with that insane lifesteal on his passive, just going to heal up off these minions as he Qs them.
It is a bit of a wet noodle fight right now, because neither top laner actually has the mana to commit, but still amusing to see. All the little minions helping Yorick out.
Nasus got to get those dank stacks.
Of course. Though they do not seem to be very valuable until later in the game.
Sleepy Trouble Bubble does hit on to the Lux here. As the Mumu comes bot side, looking for a gank here. Hook comes out, Ignite, force flash out of the Jinx, and Uferton looking for this Pike here, taking down about 300-ish health, taking down even lower. A heal force out of this Lucian as the Q comes in the stun. Real Man plays support, taking down super low. I am Mr. Bulldogs, gets the kill there. That is a nice kill onto the Jinx. As the Zoe does get this kill mid lane, you would think. Yep.
Oh,
yep. One for one across the map there.
Uferton played that gank really well. He was patient. He was there at precisely the right time, exactly as the Plat Pega bot lane went in, and of course the prize. It is the Infernal Blade, if they dare to take it.
The Janna is low and Sejuani is here. They're gonna force Wild Bananas off of this.
They do go with the cautious play, which is respectable. You are playing against the better team. Might affect your mental. On paper, that is. On paper.
On paper. Roland plays support, blurring out those wards. Not going to go for that Infernal Drake. They do not know where the enemy jungler is.
Their price, of course, is still that they do have control over that Infernal. So, actually, no, they don't. My bad. I saw wrong. Their vision is entirely cleared already.
Yes, Zoe still has lane priority over this Lux. She's actually got a rather sizable CS lead in both the mid and bottom lanes right now, which is where this almost 1.5, almost 2,000 gold lead is coming from right now.
Yeah, it is mainly the CS. Of course, 2 of the kills does help, but yeah, CS advantage in all lanes.
Well, in top lane, Yorick gonna cage out Nasus, withering Yorick so he doesn't get too far away. Sejuani is looking for the gank up here, though. Not gonna get spotted yet. Misses the first part of the Permafrost proc, so she's just gonna get out of there. Miss Q, missed opportunity, but here comes Zoe, looking up for the sleep, hits a minion. Missed execution there, but Sejuani is just gonna steal these Krugs away.
Extreme pressure on the Nazis. He can't.
Oh, but here comes the Mumu Q on to the Pike. Pike can get out of there. Mumu does get stunned. Missed gank by the Mumu, but he is going to clear Dragon Vision.
Johnny's sticking around topside though. They do spot her here. They do have the option to go for the Draker now, knowing that Sejuani's topside.
We will see this. Sejuani gonna go and actually just invade onto the Mumu red buff here.
Mumu matches. And Mumu does match the red buff. So no advantage there for either jungler.
Well, Sejuani already took his Krugs though, so that is a slight advantage on the Sejuani, I would say.
Yeah.
Unless a Mumu goes for the Krugs here, which he probably isn't. Things coming down towards the Drake, actually. As top side, York ultimate does get put the Maiden, gonna do work onto the Nasus. Nasus trying to do something. He ults to survive that. Maiden just too strong. And meanwhile, in the bot lane, Realman trying to take this dragon. The Realman plays support, gets spotted out by this Jinx. Moves for the hook, going to miss. Zoe gonna try to get the thing, but the smite comes through onto the Mumu, but he gets drowsy, has a flash over the wall. Flash follow-up from the Pyke is going to guarantee the kill for the Zoe here. Actually, it's going to go over to Lucian. Zodiac has slain Uberton, a kill for an Infernal Drake.
I'd almost dare say that was worth it in their respective situation. They were completely split up and almost encircled. So it is at least nice to see that some of them do get out, and they do get the buff, which is gold. That just increases in value over the game. However, top lane, now that the ult has come in from York, it's rough for Nasus, unless they can kill that Maiden, because then the York is pretty much only half a champion, and no more.
Of course, York recall gonna make sure that Maiden goes back to base with him. Ruman playing support, taking down about half health here. Grey health going to let him heal up there.
Ooh, it's not.
Hi, Mr. Bulldop's almost level 6 here. Lucian has hit that level 6 as well. Looks to be Vamp Scepter for the Lucian to start, and the BF Sword probably going to go into IE for the Jinx.
Yeah, seems the most likely. It's the standard builds after all. There's two real ways to play this game. You can either, for Wild Bananas, you can focus the bot side. You can look at the hyper-scaling AD carry down there. You can look at how she's going to take over the game after 4 items. Or you can look at the opposite side of the map. You can look top lane. You can take over that split push and use the pressure you gain from that side lane to take over the game and objectives as possible.
Zoe gonna miss her E there onto the Lux. Oh, there is the pause. So let's talk about these builds a little bit, because Lucian is actually going into Bork first item. I would almost expect him to go Black Cleaver just because of the Nasus and the Amumu. But what are your thoughts on that?
I do think the Bork is it's such a valuable first item, because it gives him everything he needs. As a Lucian, you deal a lot of auto attacks compared to other AD carries. That might seem weird, but because of the passive, every time you proc an ability, you get 2 auto attacks. So you almost get double from other AD carries. The attack speed, the slow, the kiting, it's an all-in-one package that almost seems too valuable to give up. And it's still a tank threat.
So you would think this would be the Bork into the Black Cleaver then?
Almost certainly. I don't see much value in just going the Bork and not the Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver, of course, gives the almost the opposite stats that Lucian also needs. The health, the cooldown reduction as well. And even more armor shred.
Come back into this game off the pause. Looks like there was just a disconnect from the Sejuani. Had to go into
technical problem, yeah.
Tech problem.
So he does need to see this Maiden as more of a problem. He does need to focus it down.
Krabma going in onto Uferton. He is all alone, except for the Pyke in the side. He's actually going to take Uferton down to half health all on his own. The ultimate comes through, knocked up. Not going to be able to save him just yet. Pyke ultimate actually misses. Lux ultimate does get a huge chunk of damage out, but no kills just yet. Zodiac coming in into the back line, able to get one onto Jägermeister, and ults to try to get more. Disengage does come through, and the flash forward from Zoe onto the Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Mr. Bulldogs does go down here as well, and Lux taken down super low. He's going to go down as well. That is a 3-for-0 for Team Plat Pega, and probably going to be this mid turret.
Disaster for Wild Bananas. So sad to see. It looked almost like they could turn it when the Pyke ult missed, but after all, no, they cannot.
That
very
Lux
strong resounding no.
That Lux ult almost got I believe both the Sejuani and the Pyke, but barely not enough damage there.
Yeah. Shame.
Cage on the Shuckles here. He's taking out about half health. Gonna be able to regen that a little bit here.
Finally, the Nasus actually gets the Maiden. It's
Maiden
down
is
for the
down.
duration, so he does have a room here where he can play around with the Yorick, where he is more powerful.
He actually gets the ultimate forced out of him. He's gonna be taken down super low by these minions. Not gonna die just yet. Both these are about to 300 health, 200 health-ish. Nasa's gonna regen a little bit.
He was very close to dying there, but he does actually end up winning out there, because he does force out the Flash. Of course, the Flash is a longer cooldown than the Nasus ult. Will be up about the same time as the Maiden again. So return to the stable top lane.
Uferton gonna go ahead and take his blue buff as we go into more neutral phase here. Vision up towards the top side for that Rift Herald is pretty nice for Team Platpeg. I'd assume they want to go in on that, especially with the top lane shoved in like this. But the Sejuani looking for the... No, not looking for the dive. Actually just gonna go ahead and take these Krugs as the Zoe comes up.
The Zoe is actually coming up here, so they are possibly setting up for 3-minute dive on the Nasus, which is possible as long as he doesn't have his ult. So,
and Nasus doesn't have his ult available. The sleep does, in fact, hit. That's going to be a kill for this Nasus. Goes over to the Zoe. Quite a few plays are going to be taken up here. Maybe even the tower, actually.
Might be the whole tower. Yeah, split between them. Go down and look for the Rift Herald.
They're going to give this last plate in the first tower bonus over to the Yorick, I would assume. He might be able to take this down before 14 minutes. We will see.
Either way.
The extra bonus. Meanwhile, the bot lane disengaged. Not going to hit for the Janna. Jinx going to take him down to about half health. First turret bonus does go over to the Yorick pre-14. So that is the pre-14 bonus. That is huge. Lots of gold. 200 gold onto this Yorick with no kills.
Crucial time for that dive to come in, because it's just before 14 minutes. You can get the last of those plates topside. It's really important. This Yorick is absolutely huge.
And the Rift Child goes down. They're just going to put that one mid, I'd assume. Get that mid tower.
Possibly, yeah. The mid tower, of course, notoriously hard to crack because it's in the center of the map. It's very easy to reinforce.
Flash forward from the Janna trying to get the engage on... Sorry, not flash forward from Janna. Flash forward from the Pyke trying to get the engage onto the Janna. TP coming out from both top laners here. But Pink's coming forward, flash forward, and there is the ultimate on to TSM Jägermeister. Jägermeister taken out super low. Pyke does have the reset available to him. Lucian ultimate comes out, another Pyke ultimate, able to secure that kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Tan and Krabma are taken down very low. Zoe ultimate going to be able to get the sleep on to the Amumu, but he's out from under tower there. That is a 2-for-1 across the map, and many sums are blown, but it's going to be more. The dive onto this Nasus can't do anything more. Another ultimate out from Real Men play support, able to get this bottom tower and probably the Ocean Drake to boot.
It doesn't stop. It never stops. So much blood.
10,000 gold lead at 15 minutes.
To cap off that, as they finish off the Ocean Drake, that is their reward for constant aggression in those 2 minutes. We had the skirmish bot lane completely 4v4, I do believe, 3v4, or 3, yeah, something like that. As both top laners actually TP in almost the same time. Of course, Wild Banana's top laner is a bit quicker than that. Meanwhile, as all that was happening, as Pyke picked up those 2 kills, in the mid lane, they drop the Herald, get the mid tower, though Tan actually does end up giving up his life.
That is, I mean, it's a 10k gold lead at 15 minutes. You'd have to think, if you are the side of Team Wild Bananas, what are you thinking here? How do you want to get back into this game?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's definitely a good question. They do have some options. They do have a little bit of wave clear from the Lux. And if the Jinx does get to at least pick up some farm, she can invest that into a rapid fire cannon. Not a rapid fire cannon, a Hurricane instead. And get the rockets and Hurricane wave clear. It might even be worth it to drop the IE for now and actually finish the seal item, the Hurricane, before that. Just to get that wave clear. You need it to not lose the game. You need to stall out this game slowly. You do have the superior scaling on at least some of your picks. You do have the super ultimate from the Amumu.
Tanks coming out onto this Lux. Meanwhile, on the top side, Shuckles gonna be taken out super low, down to half health, rooted by the EUW ultimate. He's gonna go down pretty quickly here. You'd have to assume that is a kill onto the EUW, not stacked by the Nasus. Sad face. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, they're gonna just go ahead and take this tower with no real recourse available from Team Wild Bananas here.
They're too strong and they have a man advantage. You cannot walk up to that tower. That is instant death. The Sejuani Pike combo just...
They're just rotating to this mid lane. They can actually dive onto this Lux. Lux gets the Q and the ultimate. The ultimate does come in from the Sejuani. Down goes the Lux as Jonna tries to get the disengage, but that is a resounding no. And now it's 3v4 in the mid lane here.
They are certainly not in the driver's seat of this game.
Oh, the ultimate gonna not get the hit there onto the Jinx, but the Drowsy does hit onto the Mumu. Mumu does go down as the turret gets destroyed there. Pike Q not gonna get the hook onto the Nasus, but they're just gonna go turn right around, get some vision towards this Baron, maybe try to get this top turret.
Wild Bananas has no business defending that tower. Lux is down, and Mumu, no reason to be there. You're a gold sack for the enemy team to pick up, so I would expect them to just have given up that tower in return of a little more time to stack up their items.
By the way, to address the Twitch chat, it's not Pipega, it's Platpega. Excuse you.
Excuse you. Yeah, get it right, Twitch chat.
It is Platpega. It's a pun.
So, I think it's about time we do highlight again that one team is severely outmatched on paper. It is, after all, a silver team mainly against a plant and diamond team.
Yeah, it is.
It is mainly to see their efforts. How do they stack up? Can they take a game off them?
The early game here was actually very promising for Team Wild Bananas. As Nasus trying to 1v1 Zoe gets slept down. Now here comes Sejuani ultimate. Nasus, you can't heal if you're stunned. Taken down there, Pan able to get the kill on the Shuckles. Meanwhile, John Ultimate able to get the knockback onto the Yorick. Yorick's taken down to about 300 health. Jinx trying to get more damage on them. Flash comes from it, and the Rocket able to secure the kill. I am Mr. Bullpups does get his second kill of the game. One for one across the map.
Nasus really does not have anything to do that. As much as you want the farm when you're behind, you just cannot push out that far. You have to wait for the farm to get to you.
Oh, the flash and the hook from the... Oh, the solo kill!
What?
Real then play support just going straight for the throat onto this Jonna.
He is certainly a real man. I respect that guy. Well, he is far ahead, but still, that was a manly play. That is how I best analyze that. Manly play.
That is the most manly play. You're at, what is this, a 13,000 gold lead at this point? Team Platpega probably just gonna look to take this Baron and go for the throat here.
I'm not sure they even need it.
they probably don't need Baron, but you know, let's be safe. It's 30 seconds past 20 minutes. They probably kill in about 5 seconds flat. Uberton gonna get caught out here. Sleepy Trouble Bubble does miss, gets the Flash Force out of him though, and the Q gonna miss there as well. But that's just gonna be free Infernal.
Yeah, not much they can do about it. Speaking from an analytical perspective though, you do have to weigh the risk of just sieging the inhib towers contra to risking them stealing Baron. It is.
They are actually just pinging down towards the Baron here. They're like, we can take a team fight. We have Zoe, we have Sejuani.
Oh, absolutely. They have everything they need. It's just about securing the area around the Baron, so that the Amumu and the Wild Bananas team has no business being there. They cannot get in, and they cannot get close to the objective.
Q does miss for the Pike here. Gonna try to clear this vision out. They might actually go for this Baron? Potentially still. Lucian is up towards the top side, getting that wave push, and Zoe's heading towards the Baron pit.
They do have mid priority, though the Vision is...
They have mid and top priority. Vision's not quite there? There's a potential way to sneak in and maybe try to get the steal here, but I doubt it. Lux ultimate. Not sure what they were trying to do there. They knew they were on Baron, but that didn't have the range for it at all.
Yeah, Jinx also trying to scout out them.
Zoe face tanks the Jinx ultimate.
They have made it.
Took no damage.
This is a risky 55. 50-50. This should never happen.
This isn't even a 50-50. Mumu goes in too early. He's gonna try to get it, but he gets the Baron. Mumu gets the Baron, still gets straight to 1-for-1 across with the Pike, but now Zodiac is unstoppable. That is going to be another kill on to the Lucian as they push forward. Oh my god, that Zoe damage double kill for the Zoe. They may have got, Team Wild Bananas may have gotten the Baron, but this is Team Plat Pega's game as they roll into the base.
Sure, they might just end it here. There might be nothing else to this game. But as I pointed out and as we outlined, they did have the route into the Baron. It was a 50-50, and props to Ufaton. He did actually manage to get in there and get the steal.
Lux trying to clear the wave there. Oh, sleep control level onto the Nasus. Nasus is one of the only people to have the Baron buff available. Zodiac actually gets shut down by the Amumu. Gets caught out a little bit forward with that Q, but that's a mid-tower, mid-inhib, and a top tower gone as they are looking for more Drowsy onto the Mumu, guessing down about half health. Q comes in for the Pike. Not able to get the follow-up stun, though, as Zoe with the sleep control level over the wall. Not going to go for the follow-up just yet, as that was onto the Lux.
The base is broken. They don't have the towers to fall behind. They have very little left.
All they have is a Baron buff on the Nasus and the Lux.
It's a consolation prize. Though, a good one at that.
Well, I mean, we were talking about a 13k gold lead. It's now down to an 11k gold lead, so the gap is closing. Yeah.
I mean, you do get to a point where gold doesn't actually matter anymore, and they could be 20,000 ahead. It doesn't matter, and that is soon-ish. That is around the 50-60k, where the gold is meaning less and less.
Actually, something to know about the Lucian, he went Essence Reaver Rapid Fire Cannon, did not opt into the Black Cleaver here.
That is interesting. It does mean more damage to the squishies, Lux, Janna, and Jinx, but Amumu and Nasus can definitely get to a point where he can't really kill them.
You really want that armor shred.
Seeing as ahead as they are, the crit might actually just be enough, and he might value the damage to squishes, so they blow them up before the tanks can even do anything.
Nasus actually went for the Triforce build here. I've been hearing that Iceborne Gauntlet might actually be a better item on Nasus now, although I've yet to confirm that with anyone.
Specifically, I think the Iceborne would have been better, because he is pretty much relegated after the early game to being that frontliner for the Jinx. So maybe a mistake in itemization there. But
and Yorick, of course, getting that
Triforce, yeah. Pretty
no, not the Triforce. I was talking about the Sterix gauge, which is busted right now. Lifeline is busted. Don't at me.
It does also synergize with the Triforce Sheen. Spellblade, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Really well, because it adds base AD.
Speaking of, Yorick is actually going to go ahead and try to push in onto this top side, and that's going to try to get these minions Baroned up, but the Baron buff actually ran out here. This is where they go for the push adapter soon. So Juani dives under tower, gets taken down, not very low at all, but the Amumu comes in with a 3-man ultimate, trying to get something on a Zodiac here, trying to dive into the back line, maybe trying to kill Zodiac, has to flash over the wall, but the double kill goes over to the Zoe. That's a 2-for-1 in the bot lane here. Now comes Krabma. Krabma trying to get something onto him. The Zoe able to get the stun, the kill. That is going to be the game, you'd have to assume. Flash gets taken out by the Yorick, but the minions are there in the base. You have to give it to them. Plat Pega is going to take game 1 in a very... Oh no, Shuckles! Shuckles, you're taken down there.
It is not without fight. They do not give them the game without a fight.
Team Plat Pega does take this though.
Oh, they
game
might
1.
actually have some more in them.
Wait, hold on! This isn't the end! This isn't the end. The Jinx ultimate and the kill on the Yorick are going to do enough to save this Nexus. They got 6 super minions pushing into their base.
They're hanging in by a thread.
Wouldn't you think it's gonna be GG, but it turns out to be EU 2017.
Please never go back to that era. It was dark. Oh dang.
What, you didn't love the fact that Nexuses would live with like 100 health and then people would come back because G2 couldn't close out games?
I don't know.
What is this?
As an EU fan, it was not a Worlds I was looking forward to, I have to be honest.
Well, I mean, you still did better than NA there, so you know.
Well, that's not an achievement after all, let's be fair.
Ouch! Ouch. My inner NA cries. But, well, my outer NA cries too.
How many NAs do you have?
Just all the NAs. I am the embodiment of NA. Especially when I'm casting with EU.
Well, anyway, as we thought that game was over, it seems to not be.
And the mid number's back up. They actually don't have 6 supers pushing into their base anymore. So this could come down to another Baron fight, actually.
The Wild Bananas, they have to take the fight. If that inhib falls, if they lose a member because they're picked, it's over.
They're moving. So Team Plapega's moving straight onto the Baron. Wild Bananas knows that they're up to this. There's nothing else that they can be doing. They're not going to contest it. This is a huge misplay from Plapega.
There's nothing they can do. Though I would expect them to at least go for the fight, but there's just no vision. They're going into the dark. It might just be better to fight them in the base where they can see something, but the light bulbs are still on.
But they're going to be fighting in Baron. They're going to be fighting in Baroned up minions with no towers available in base whatsoever.
Absolutely. And
Knocked up onto the Yorick. Root onto the Yorick. But the dive coming through. Lux taking down super low. Zodiac does get that kill there as the top inhib is about to respawn. Mid inhib does go down. The Q comes out. Will he be able to ult in time? There's the ult. Gets the root onto 1. Not able to get quite enough there. Mumu's going to go down here pretty quickly as Nass is trying to soak up all the damage in the back line. TSM Jägermeister goes down. Oof for 10. Goes down as well. The Pike gets 3 ults. It's the ace. That's the game. Team Platpega takes game 1 in a convincing fashion.
This is the GG. Finally. Oh, what a game. Crucially, the Jinx was actually stunned or slept while the Amumu ult happened, so exciting game, actually. Very exciting game.
That was a very exciting, and if you're team Wild Bananas, you got to be thinking we had a chance there. Like even if you were behind 10,000 gold, you had these glimmers of good plays, good opportunities, and if they focus on making those types of plays, they might be able to come back and force a game 3. But we will see that later. For now, we're gonna let the teams reset, get themselves ready for game 2.
Make the necessary adaptations.
We will not be going anywhere. We will be going to a quick music break before game 2, though. So, after that, we'll see. Don't touch that browser.
Pinball. Congratulations. You scored 0.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Learning Fives EU Spring 2019 end of session show match. This is the finals. This is game 2. My name is Finnick. Joining me on the desk is maybe the better EU color caster, Asmus.
It's an ongoing discussion with me and Oak so far. It is obvious which side I'm on, of course. Though, first game of this series does actually go to, maybe a bit unsurprising, the Platpega team.
Yes, Team Platpega does take game 1. They are now on red side. On the blue side, we have our very nice friends who did as best they could and probably can do even more this game, Team Wild Bananas.
They made their changes, they made adaptations, and now we can just hope they're better. We can hope they've done something that works out for them.
They also forgot to get an LCS order, which is a cry for me.
They do their best. They are Silvers after all.
Hey, so am I.
Oh, what am I saying?
I'm an NA Silver,
So.
though, so I'm better than them.
Isn't the NA player base like 1 million?
It is larger than the EU player base.
My EU heart is hurting right now. Anyway, the picks does change up quite a bit here. They do end up on the Wild Banana side. They do end up going with another split push up top, which is matched by the Hecarim. Oh, I do give the advantage later on as the game goes later, past 30 minutes maybe. The Jax does seem to win out on the Hecarim. Though, as we will come to find out, the Hecarim does have options.
Right.
Apologize for the typing, or apologies for the typing. Someone
I'm
messaged
sorry.
me something important.
I'll apologize.
No, I'm the one who was. It was my apologies. So
Grounded.
yeah, they weren't able to get an LCS order because the lobby got full, apparently. Which happens. We'll just have to rearrange that in the overlay or in the thing once we get in game. It's not too difficult to do. So we have Sejuani being played by Uferton here in the jungle. Jinx, Alistar bot lane.
Interesting to see that many ADC bans, but yet they're still comfortable letting him play the Jinx. Definitely because she's immobile, she doesn't really have anything to answer the dive with. While on the other side you have the Tristana. Tristana has the W, you can buffer the Alistar, you can buffer the Jax, you can buffer the Sejuani. You have a lot of ways out of the fight, and then you also have the ulti on top of that.
So here's an interesting one. Trundle's actually going top lane instead of jungle here. So Hecarim is doing the jungling here, which makes a lot of sense. Hecarim, Trundle, and Nautilus are all really big on this patch. Trundle, of course, being very good because tanks are coming back in a meta. Hecarim being good because Speedy mixed Speed Boy and the buffs to Cloud Drake really helped him. And Nautilus, we've already discussed earlier in the cast as to why he's super powerful there.
So much CC. Trundle though is as far as I've understood. Trundle is brought in as a counter to almost counter, I'd say, to the Sejuani in the jungle, because Sejuani with the passive giant stats that can then be transferred to the Trundle. That is where we typically see it. Here we are.
Here we are, and let's talk about these specific lane matchups. Starting with the bot lane, you have Jinx Alistar versus Tristana Nautilus. Let's talk about that.
Bit of a different lane, I gotta say. Much more aggro from the Wild Banana side. Jinx Janna, about as passive as you can think of. At least it wasn't like Vayne. Nothing to do there. Alistar, it does offer them two things. It offers them aggression in lane, and it offers them a trigger, a go button later in the game. That of course can be supplemented by the Sejuani ult and the Sejuani dash. Lots more possibilities for engage in the Wild Banana side, which is necessary when you look at the Plat Pega side.
And obviously, they got the Sejuani this game. Platpega got it in the previous game. Jinx and Alistar, of course, with that engage. And Tristana also has a lot of engage. Both of them are skilling bot lanes. In the mid lane, we have Lux versus Ahri.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Lane. Well, Lux early on does have a bit of wave push compared to the Ahri, but it soon turns in the favor of Ahri because she can spam the Q, rarely runs out of mana, and she also has the threat of the charm that doesn't the first time at least she gets hit, but soon after gets really dangerous. And Lux does end up not going with the cleanse. She has barrier against the Ahri and the Hecarim. That is dangerous because when we take the junglers, and that might be the next thing we should touch on, when we take the junglers into account, Sejuani, good at ganks, she has good ganks, good all around her. Hecarim though, he is fast. That is his signature move. It's being fast. So if Lux does end up getting hit by the charm from my Ahri, either follow like a flash charm or an ult charm, she just there's no way out for Lux. It's done. I'm sad to say.
And then obviously Hecarim versus Sejuani we briefly touched on.
Hecarim much more aggro early game. He wants to get the game going. He wants to get rolling. He wants to just roll over his opponents. The ultimate and the devastating onslaught.
And sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, it does kind of signal a much more aggressive early game from, an even more aggressive early game from the Plat Pega side.
And with that, we're going to take a quick music break as we load into game. We will be right back. Do not touch that browser. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to the Learning 5's EU Spring 2019 Finals cast. My name is Finnick. Joining me on the metaphysical casting bench today is the other EU caster. Maybe better, maybe worse. Who knows? It's Asmus.
I think we should just leave it now. I think they get the point. I'm the better one. Either way, the transatlantic caster desk, it does seem to working out. The level 1 is peculiar.
Wait, is this Worlds 2013? I think this is Worlds 2013, boys.
Well,
They're
let's see if maybe they find each other on the way out.
They're invading each other's buffs. Oh,
They're gonna be so disappointed if they don't find anyone. Oh, this might be it.
This might actually be it. Hold up. This is the dank invade. The hacker does get spotted. They know he's here. The Nautilus comes in, gets the whole root, goes flash forward from the Alistair, trying to get something. 200 health left on there. Sejuani, he does get the stun. Flash! It is the Jinx getting the first one on Julian play support, and now Tristana is running as far as she can. She gets out. That is 4 flashes from the side of Team Wild Bananas for 1 on the team on the side of Team Plat Pega, but they get the kill with 3 assists.
I know you said you wanted to save your voice, but these guys, they don't give you a chance. That was a crazy 1v1 level 1.
That was an insane crazy level 1. And with that, let's introduce these teams here. On the blue side, we have our Team Wild Bananas, made mostly out of silver and gold players, but he wouldn't see it from that dank level 1 engage. And in the top lane, playing Jax, we have Shuckles. In the jungle, playing Sejuani. We have Uferton. Mid lane, I love Bowler. On the Lux, I'm Mr. Bullpups. On the bot lane, Jinx and TSM Jägermeister. Oh, the charm comes in onto the Lux, sitting on very low. And TSM Jägermeister on the Alistair in the support position.
On the red side, maybe, perhaps, clearly the favorite. The winner of game 1, we have Plat Pega. On the Trundle, we have Dan in the top lane. We have Krabma on the Hecarim in the jungle. We have Tane, 98, on the Ahri in the mid lane. In the bot lane, we have Tristana, Zodiac, and we have Real Men play support, playing the Nautilus. That is also, let's be fair, he's played manly support so far. Fight Nautilus. It doesn't get more manly.
It does, in fact, get more manly with this Nautilus. Using the Astro Nautilus skin, which is the best Nautilus skin, because it is a pun. Jax trying to 1v1 this Trundle up here, knock it back from the Alistair, but Tristana rocket jumps in, gets stunned, taken down fairly low. Jinx does get the root there, but they are just going to go ahead and reset.
That was aggressive. I think that's about the analytical extent there. That was just very aggressive. It does seem to just cost them. They were winning the trade. Now it's much more even in the bot lane. Doesn't seem worth it to me. Oh, you might get carried away. Who knows?
Who knows? We will see.
Although, let's see. Trundle, of course. It's well known that Trundle is better early than Jax. He has the Q, he has everything he needs, he has the
Sejuani is looking for the gank up here though, but meanwhile on the bot lane, rocket jump away, but Sejuani able to get the stun onto the Trundle, forces the flash, wall comes over, there's the jump from the Jax, he's taking about 50 health, will he get the permafrost? No, but it doesn't matter, Shuckles gets the kill on Dan 47, I can't believe it, it is a 1k gold lead to Team Wild Bananas.
They can't do it. Well, let's not get carried away. So far, really good. This is going where you want the goal to go. You have the late game insurance of the Jinx. You have the late game insurance of the Jax. It's exactly where you want the goal to go. They use it almost the most effectively on the team, if not the most. Although Hecarim here, he is threatening something on this bot lane. This poor Jinx.
This is looking at something. Jägermeister is going to spot out this Hecarim here with this ward.
And Ufaton is coming on over to supply his help at least for this instance.
I must say, even though there is a gold lead, the CS advantage is currently on the side of Team Platpega.
Once again, yeah. Though only this time in the top lane and the mid lane. The jungle, very even. The bot lane, even in favor.
Oh, Pulverized comes in onto Zodiac. Zodiac actually gets rooted by the Jinx there. He's taking down very low. Sejuani comes in, forces the flash and the ignite. Zodiac's taking down very low. The smite probably gonna be able to get that with the Sejuani. No, the rocket jump able to keep him alive. Muroman plays support, taken down. But Uferton is going to be the casualty here. That is a 2-4-0 in favor of Team Platpega. Support and jungler down.
It was so close. They almost had it. But it does end up being turned completely around. Though a bit of trading over here in the top lane.
Trundle going pillars.
He does have the,
Right, so
ult
Jackson's
there.
about to hit 6 though, which is really when he starts to get better up against this Trundle.
In the 1v1, the resistances, they come in clutch. Though, that 2v2, he kind of turned the game around.
Ari gets charmed here. Not dead.
Yeah, no, it doesn't mean too much in the CS department. Tristana is still forced back, she cannot stay around with 1 HP. So that is at least something they get in return. They have about a 14 CS gold lead, or CS lead in the bot lane, which is not nothing. Jinx into Tristana, it's definitely...
It's good for this Jinx. If they can keep this Jinx ahead in the game, they have an entryway into this mid and late game.
Yeah, absolutely. It is...
And here comes Uferton for the repeat gank up here on the Trundle. Trundle does have pillar available. Flash comes out. Sorry, not the flash, the smite. Permafrost going to be able to take him down to half health. Jax does have his ultimate available. You'd have to think even with that the Trundle goes down here, and the Trundle's actually staying alive because of the Ario charm. Ari charm does get 1, does get 2. Uferton trades that top laner for top laner as the Nautilus goes in onto the Alistar here.
Close.
And the Dragon's being taken here.
They're giving up this Drake. Lux is staying mid for damage and tower. Let the Ari roam up top. That does seem to be a mistake in the reaction of I Love Bola in the mid lane. Ari almost gets a free roam.
Oh, flash forward and the charm from the Ari, but it's gonna be the Lux with the damage advantage, taking down to about 200 health is the Ari barrier and flash taken down. But here comes the Sejuani, but the Hecarim goes out there on to the Lux, taking down to about 200 health, has to use the cage to get away. Sorry, the root to get away. Oh, blast cones right into the Trundle. She's trying to get the execute here, but the pillar does come through. Trundle with the bite, able to kill the Lux. But meanwhile in the bot lane, they're going for this dive onto the Tristana. Tristana just doing free damage to the Jinx here as Alistar gets
a bit uncoordinated there. A bit uncoordinated on the dive. The Chomper's flying out while the Alistar knocked her back. It's not ideal. Though they do escape with their lives for now. Nautilus not quite level 6 yet.
Oh, it's not quite level 6, neither is Alistar.
They do get this response off. The Platpega team, they make a play on the top side, which leaves bot side. The Tristana is alone. She's vulnerable. So of course, the right play is to punish. They try their best. Doesn't quite happen this time.
Coordination just what's not there. Uferton gonna clear some vision here in his own jungle.
Alright, let's talk about the CS lead in top lane. This is getting to the point where it's insurmountable. It's absolutely huge. 30 CS to 75. It is, Jax is gonna need some help if he's gonna get to the state where he can 1v1 this Trundle.
Yes, Jackson Trundle's still pushing out under tower here, but Jax does have his ultimate available, so he's gonna be a little bit better into the Trundle. Meanwhile, Sejuani going in against the knock up on to there. The ultimate on the Nautilus. Nautilus is going to have to go down here, but the flash comes out for... Sorry, the heal comes out for the Tristana, and it's turned back down. Zodiac gets the kill on Uferton. Zodiac's going to get the kill on the Alistar. Zodiac's going to get the kill on the Jinx. That's a triple kill for this Tristana in the bot lane here. That's going to be huge for them. Jax trying to get something in return on his Trundle bite. Comes out 400 health to 200 health here. Jax in a lot of trouble. He gets taken down. That's 4 for 0 across the map. huge plays for Pega and huge mistakes for Team Wild Bananas.
Even if the play had not gone as well for Pega in the bot lane, it was not to be. I Mr. Bulldogs will never get the resets because Ari was there. She was already bot lane, and I'm not even sure I Love Baylor had moved from the mid lane.
Tan going forward there. Krabma might be getting caught out by Oops there. Permafrost does get the stun available, but here comes Ari with the ult. The charm not available quite yet, but she doesn't even need it. Krabma has gotten the slay there, and there comes the charm, there comes the ignite. The Lux is probably going to go down, you would have to assume. There is the final little bit. REW gonna do what it does. I believe it's for W.
Yeah.
Maybe it's for
jumping
E.
in there with the extra damage. It's enough. They're too far behind. Or reverse, Pega is too far ahead. Who knows? Truly a mystery of our ages. Well, this is not quite the early game we expected after we saw Wild Bananas admirably holding up late game. Let's see if they can do it again. Yeah.
I mean,
So,
at this point in the last game, they were about 8k down. Now they're only 5k down. That is progress.
It is an improvement until you see the picks. These picks do a lot better with gold, I'd say.
Yeah. Danex and Shuckles trading it out there.
It is rough because it is not even like they have one or two members on the side of Pega that is just very, very far ahead. It is actually, the gold is spread out on all 4 members. You can see everyone has a shutdown. So it's not even you can dive onto one person, you can sacrifice some members, get that 1000 gold shutdown. It's not to be. They have to kill all of the team before they can think about getting some of that gold back. Though, for now, the towers are at least still alive. That is more than we can say last game.
Here we go on the bot lane. Here we go on the bot lane. Flashes coming out. Flash is do what they do. Excuse me for that, I got mildly distracted. But meanwhile, Krabma gets taken down super low. Permafrost stack going to take him down about 1/3 health. Jinx ultimate gets soaked up by the Nautilus here. No deaths in there, and the Toronto Bite's just gonna keep this Jax so low.
Situation ultimately diffused. Let's see if Ari.
Oh, the charm misses, but the Central Warrior ultimate comes in. This is the pick onto the Ari. The Lux ultimate does get the shutdown onto Ari. That is shut down gold onto this Lux.
One
which
shutdown.
Very nice. 1 shutdown, 3 to go. But they're gonna go for this dragon as a kill for a Drake.
There's not much they can do about the Drake, but they do get the shutdown. It's a compromise. Well, yeah, the ults were blown on the Ari, locking her down, so they can't really turn their attention.
No man play support, gonna go ahead, get the ignite and the ultimate as that buys time for the Hacker to get over there, get the killing spree on to the Lux.
That was not a manly play. You'd help.
Oh, there's the root. There's the Uferton. Why are you 1v1ing? It's Nautilus. He's not even a support anymore. He's a mid laner. Come on.
How dare you?
By the way, this is another pre-14 tower for this Trundle. Gets the bite on that. They actually get both of these towers pre-14, both the top and the bot towers here.
I know I said at least the towers were still up. I cursed them. I'm very sorry about this. Wild Bananas, if you do hear them. Though, as my very important point before, this Nautilus is not a man anymore. A real man would have taken that 1v1 with the Lux. Just pointing that one out.
Hey man, XANX gonna do significant damage here on the top side. Uferton trying to get something there. Permafrost does get 1, does get 2, does get 3. He's gonna be taken down. Not a lot though.
The ult is coming.
Bite over onto Uferton. Takes him down to about 100 health, and here comes the Hecarim ultimate. Comes through on a rampage, and that's gonna be the top tower down here. Meanwhile, Ari tries to go for the dive. Tower shots do not kill her.
This shows exactly why Trundle is so good into Sejuani. Pop that ult onto the Sejuani and you are unkillable. While Sejuani, funnily enough, turns into something that is very killable.
And that is a swing and a miss from that Jinx ult to follow up. Oh, look at this free Rift Herald I have here. Meanwhile, you have crushing power of this Tristana. They're probably going to take this mid tower before the Herald even comes. Their route onto the Jinx there. Ultimate comes through. Here come the TPs. I am Mr. Voltops pushing down here. Rift Herald does get summoned, but it's not going to be used on this tier 1. It's actually going to be used on the T2 at this point. Flash forward and the knock up and the team there. Trundle actually detriment to his team, puts the builder in the wrong place, but here comes Oof on the sideline trying to get something on a Krabma. No permafrost just yet, only gets 2 stacks, not 3. And they hold this mid tower. Ooferton's still looking for something on Krabma. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do as Krabma looks for this re-engage, doesn't get the chicken. And here comes Ruman, play support. Hooks the wall instead of a player. Feels bad, man.
Hey.
They're actually going to rotate right down to this bottom tower.
You did not hear that.
I didn't hear what?
I said the wall might be worth more than wild bananas after all this time.
Dang it. Anyway, Trundle going in on this Lux, but Director Camera has other things to say. Flash forward, gonna secure that onto the Jinx. Meanwhile, the Lux dies to the Ahri, and Krabma going in for more ultimate onto the Alistar, who does pop his own ultimate to stay alive. Krabma actually gets shut down by Sejuani. This might be terrible for them. Sejuani gets 2 shutdowns onto the jungler and the top laner. That's actually 2 for 2 across the map, and 2 shutdowns over onto the Sejuani.
Well, that is, on surface, great news. It is, sadly, also news that mean that Trundle will just be even tankier. Even though it's great that Sejuani get gold and they get the shutdowns, it sadly means that it's not as effective as it had it gone to the Jax, or had it gone to the Lux or Jinx. The stats are just stolen away. The thieves, I say.
As Twitch chat is saying, this is obviously a tactical int.
Oh, that might very well be.
Tactical int from Abe Zing, who is the coach of Team Plot Pega. Revealing a little bit of his game strategy there.
That just shows how far ahead of the meta they are.
Yeah, so far ahead of the meta here. So we come in 17 minutes into the game. You know, Team Wild Bananas isn't nearly as behind as they were at this point last game. They're still holding out about 8k gold deficit as opposed to 10k. It's something.
It's something. But you do have to realize, the picks on the Plant Pega side is also that much more scaling.
Ooferton gonna get caught out here. Krabma going in for something as the Lux gets caught by the Hecarim in the backline. TSM Jägermeister trying to get something in return on this Trundle, but you don't want 2 tanks versus a Trundle. Shuckles taken down very low by this Ahri. Ignite gonna pop through, gets the kill. Tan has slain Shuckles there. Lux was able to get out from that, but at what cost?
Well, about an Infernal Drake as some minions. I don't think they get much more over this, a bit of damage from towers perhaps. And, of course, most importantly, the bot side, blue side jungle is completely lit up like a Christmas tree. There's not a spot that Flat Pega cannot see.
And it's one of these things where it's, in order to get vision, they need vision at this point. In order to clear this vision, they need to have enough vision so they know that they're safe in clearing it.
Yeah.
Which, circular logic is circular, but it just is at this point.
For them, it's really about having more people. If you can always bring more people than the enemy, you have an ability to at least get some vision back, because, well, a numbers advantage, even if you are, oh my, 8k behind. It does allow you to at least have a little line, as you can see.
Well, Sejuani actually went for the Warmog's first item here, which I think is Is this because of the Trundle?
It doesn't make a lot of sense to build resistances if you instantly just get them taken away. But then again, on the reverse, he can also just ult the Alistar when he pops his ult, so it's not like he's really avoiding the Trundle. I'm not sure about it, because if doesn't get ulted by the Trundle, he's just that much more useless because the health isn't worth as much when you don't have the resistances to back it up.
But at the same time, those resists wouldn't even exist if Trundle ults the Sejuani. This is
It's a catch 22.
very much so. If you look in the bot lane, Jinx is a full item behind Tristana. Or not a full item, it's about half an item behind Tristana. Looks like Tristana is going for the... Charm onto the Alistar. He's going to be taken down, rooted. Alistar ultimate does come out, taken down very low. Is Real Man Play Support gets killed by the Lux ultimate. That is a nice chunk of gold in the pockets of Team Wild Bananas.
Well.
As we're going to talk about the optimization, Static Shiv almost completed for Triss. Jinx trying to get to that Runon's Hurricane as quickly as possible. Though.
It is absolutely.
Charm into Sejuani gets one stack of Permafrost, but not going to go for much more as the Hecarim does come in. Dash forward from the Ahri with the ultimate. Now here comes the Hecarim ultimate. That is a killing spree for our friends in the Ahri.
They're caught out on the wrong side of the wall. They don't have any reason to be there. Mid isn't pushed out. It's a mistake to be there in the first place.
That's going to be Baron, and that's going to be huge, especially when this Trundle bites
That was
tower
single-
for a third of a tower.
Wow. That's a lot of damage. Anyway, not much they can do about this Baron. A Jinx ult is coming in. It's blocked by the Nautilus.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Free Baron pick up there at 21:35.
It is of course free because they got the pick on the Lux in the mid lane. So, not just because they didn't see the Baron, although there is not much vision on there.
So both ADCs have completed the second item at the same time here. So Jinx is coming online, but so is Tristana.
Of course, they do have more hope in the Jinx this time around because she does have the 2 items. Hopefully, gonna complete the boots afterwards, so he's not just running around with 2 brown sacks on his feet. Looks very poor, I'd say.
So if you were the Jinx, would you go for the last Whisper item here?
Well, you have to make the choice. Are you gonna be able to withstand Ahri, Tristana, Nautilus?
Oh, speaking of Ahri, she's going to be knocked up here, gets caught out, that's huge, has to dash over the wall with her ultimate as Sejuani ultimate goes onto the Nautilus instead of the Ahri. That's an Ahri ultimate for a Sejuani ultimate there.
As I was saying, your Jinx, you have to make the choice. Are you going to be able to withstand Ahri, Tristana, Nautilus, Hecarim, and Trundle just going on top of your face? Or are you going to need help with that? If you need help, you need to stop building offensive items now. You need to build your boots, and then you need to build a defensive item so you can actually survive and do the damage.
Flash forward gets a knock-up onto the Hecarim. Hecarim has to ult out there. Sejuani looking for more, but Trundle's just splitting the spot lane.
The inhib is down. It's gone. They can't.
That is the inhib. They have to look for something. Pulverize comes through, but he's all alone. The charm on to Mr. Bulldogs in the backside. Tristana trying to be taken down here, but not going to be enough. There is no follow-up damage here. Tan98 is on a rampage as the Hecarim gets a double kill. Trundle's actually going for the end here. He can go for the end. Trundle has to bite. The Jax takes down so low. Flash from the Jax here. Titanic Hydra, or sorry, Ravenous Hydra. He didn't even go Titanic. That's going in. That Jorm's Fist is going into a Sterex gauge.
They need a
This
miracle.
might be the game here.
They need a miracle.
This might actually be the game here. Real Men Play Sports gonna maybe take down that tower. No.
Oh, the Jinx ult.
Jinx ultimate. Kills it. Real Men gonna play support now. Going in, trying to get something here. Knock up onto the Ahri. Does dash forward. Gonna get the kill onto the Jinx here. Traded back onto the Alistar, or onto the Nautilus ultimate. Not gonna be able to kill onto the Ahri just yet. They're able to hold off the base push just for a little bit, but like the previous game, no towers in the base, but they do have one tower on the top side.
How do they do it? How do they always get the miracle? Of course, it could have been more. It could have been much more.
I think that was more a misplay, to be honest. They started backing out of the base when they had the Baron minions available.
I think it's actually because they unfortunately tanked the tower instead of actually letting minions do it. But anyway, Jinx, or Mr. Bulldubs, he does get a bit more excited than maybe is safe. At least he lives up to the...
He's going Static Shiv. He's not going for the Last Whisper item. He's going for Static Shiv.
I just do not agree with that.
I don't know, like... I feel like if you're building your next item offensively, it's got to be the Last Whisper. But
then again, they don't actually have that much armor on the side, Plat Pega. So...
But it's really there for when Trundle ultimates, right? Because if
Yes.
Trundle goes ahead and ults the Alistair or the Sejuani, right? Sejuani now has armor. It's gonna be huge. Krabma is on a killing spree over here towards the Jax, who gets caught out. Blascone taking over the wall. Dan 47 and a bit of a tricky pickle, but that lets his team go in here. Dan 47 actually takes no damage here, and they're gonna go straight for the base in the bot side. Dan 47 with the 1v2 sways, oof, but it doesn't even matter at this point. Team Plat Pega is your Morning Fives Spring 2019 EU champions.
They do end up closing it out in the end. Very well played. Though there was the little hope, the little glimmer. We thought, oh, they might be able to do something. Alas, no.
Well played indeed to all these teams. This has been the EU tournament. Starting in about 40 minutes is the NA tournament. So be around for that one. But for now, from the casting desk, I'm Finnick.
And my name is Asmus.
Have a good night, guys.
So I try